Ooh!
Ow!
Back, baby!
Yeah.
I missed you.
Like a camel.
Missed you.
Like a camel back. Better than a camel toe.
Oh, yeah.
Always. Always better.
That's
than
going
a
to
camel
be
back.
very uncomfortable.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I haven't seen you for a very long time.
I know it. I feel like all the holidays have passed and we haven't been together under a tree. It's, yeah, I've missed you terribly. How are you guys?
I'm great. I feel like I'm on The View now.
Are you on The View?
Yeah, just
because
like...
you've got two chicks in front of you?
Yeah, just like that little intro was so polite and warm and approachable.
I know what happened. Are we already going soft? We don't even have enough shows to go soft.
No, you've hit the mainstream. You're a sellout Hollywood kook.
This is it.
So really all you're bringing to the table from here on out is that whole, like,
that's all right with me. I finally
thank
arrived.
my sponsors and just lie. Guns are good for you, kids.
Have some more cheese.
I'm going to thank our sponsors. The NRA or something.
Yeah.
I'm just going to start something ridiculous. Starting a ridiculous movement. Gluten rocks. You know.
Oh, wait, you're just for gluten
Yeah,
only?
for gluten.
Yeah. I mean, there's for sure. There's people that hate people that claim gluten intolerance.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, come on. You just don't want to hear too many people talk about it very often, especially when
Katie,
you're
can you...
table. Katie,
if you moved in closer to Anne, then I could be...
Then you could have a better fantasy.
Are we camera angling here?
Oh, here, babe.
Well, here's the thing. Some
for
people...
the YouTube channel. It's more intense now.
Yeah.
Bitches and a really weird guy in the corner. But
Totally.
Wait,
which is
what
a cool
are you
show.
talking about? YouTube, huh?
YouTube.
Oh, are you YouTubing us right now?
Yeah, I know you're not really...
I would have curled my hair or something.
People that don't know Anne H, real quick, she's a Hollywood movie star, and she's from the... she's one of the last of the samurais, because there are no more Hollywood movie stars, you see. There's many stars, but no real... You don't have the thing where you're all alone in this world being the queen, the king or the queen of this thing that you do. There's only a couple of you. Now, just a dime a dozen, everyone's just a fucking idiot. And there's so many untalented people that you no longer can be extinguished, feel better than anybody, because, I mean, who's to say that you're really good at anything when shitfuck is famous for doing absolutely nothing? I mean, I'm not saying anybody's name. Whoa!
Excuse me.
Just saying, people out there why it's like a fluke now.
I'm a fossil.
Yeah, but fossil?
Oh, I'm philosophical.
Sounds tasty.
I'm a falafel. No, I do feel like a fossil. I was thinking about that today. It's like I do think it is a different era, and as you look back on what the movies and the things that I used to be a part of, films like that don't exist like that very much anymore.
No.
And what people are doing in the way that they are able to have fame, we didn't have that many tricks when I was rising in the business. We didn't have celebrity names. We didn't have people who could follow you on Twitter. All of the social media things that have changed so drastically, which is pretty phenomenal to look at. Because it does affect all the casting and everything else. You're smelling yourself, Jason.
Just making sure. Well, I've only been allowed to shower for a day.
In your life?
No, I haven't. I had that surgery, so I had to have like a weird towel bath. I bathed myself like Bubba the Love Sponge for 2 days.
Wash myself with a rag on a stick.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen that.
I still can't touch one of my toes, so that's not cool to put socks on and shit.
Yeah, I helped him.
Oh, I know. It's really, I feel so bad. I did not know that you were in surgery, and I would have certainly said candy.
I don't think it's surgery.
I would have said you can't really candy flowers.
Yeah, it was an outpatient procedure, right?
Yeah, it's like a procedure.
Sucked your spinal fluid out and then re-injected it into your injuries. And
that's for the Jason L show. That you've got some jewelry on it, and it's making me try to look in between your breasts.
It is?
Yeah, why? Why are you doing
intentional?
That?
Always intentional. Like, you guys, you don't understand. Like, nothing has changed from the time that I left you in my sexual life.
Wait.
To now, so I feel so
you got back
pathetic.
with your guy, didn't you?
No.
You didn't?
No.
Good for you.
No.
Right.
I actually wanted to ask, you know what's funny about it, because it's this very awkward thing now, because he kind of divides us with our son, Atlas, who's 9, and basically acts like such a sweetheart with Atlas, like, oh my God, our family would be back together and it would be healthy and everything would be perfect. It's only mommy.
Yeah.
Mommy is the one.
No, but you're showing that it's not the right relationship, and mommy's being responsible by standing her ground and not repeating the same thing over and over again. You're doing the right thing, mommy. You're doing a great job.
Well, listen, thank you. I appreciate it, because what I'm saying to Atlas too is we're in a situation that's so much calmer, and there's no chaos, and nobody's yelling at us. everybody. And I'm saying, Atlas, this is the circumstance, but because his father is so warm and loving and tell mommy I love her, it's a really ridiculous situation for him to be in the middle.
Men are very pathetic, though.
It's pathetic.
Yes, we're very pathetic.
It is. That's not fair.
Oh, men are very pathetic?
Yeah, more so than women.
Well,
I mean, don't get it twisted. You're pathetic, but we're very pathetic because I mean, we just should be less pathetic than you, just based on like most of the time things are easier. Like I keep having this reinforcement of I'm stronger than you are. Mm-hmm. So why am I such a biatch? Because I am. It's because men are.
Yeah, it's because you internalize all your emotions.
Yeah.
But what do you think would be the strong thing to do? I mean,
because the ego
for him or anything because of the ego. And
I wouldn't worry about your ex at all. I would just be doing your peaceful house and running that game. And you can't. I would never say anything about mum or dad. I just think it's really weird when people. I think it's very hard not to. But I also feel like when you're saying it that it's probably not a good idea.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, no, absolutely. And I had a couple of friends come in. I've turned 49 since I last saw you a week ago.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you very much on May 25th.
Did you rage?
And so my friends came in from Santa Fe where I was shooting. And I have been partying for 3 days.
God damn it.
How do I look?
You look refreshed.
I do? Okay, more drugs. No, honestly, my friends came in and we were, and my niece and nephew, which are Wild Bell, who I hope you guys can come and listen on Friday night. They're playing, and I will tell you where.
Wait, who's playing what?
My niece and nephew are a band called Wild Bell. Did you know that?
Wait, did they know?
You told me that,
okay.
yeah. They're very good.
They're awesome, and they're playing
I thought maybe you
night.
did drugs for 3 days and started that band.
Now that would be a better story. I wish that were the case. I didn't sing with them this weekend. Although we were standing by the pool a little bit singing.
So you're not fucking still.
It's so bad. Like, I really don't even know. Like, a guy hit on me last night. We were at the Sunset Towers, bar. Mm-hmm. And the creepiest guy was hitting on me. And I couldn't even believe he kept hitting on me after he told me, 1, that he was bored with his life, 2, that he was imbalanced, 3, that I was like, you've told me 2 things that I don't want to hear ever from a man who's trying to pick me up.
It's pretty horny.
But how about, sexy language. And I felt so pathetic because it was like, is this really the first? It was the first bar interaction that I had now, and I mean, it's been since November 2nd. I mean, it's pathetic. I'm pathetic.
You know what's pathetic is that you just haven't come to terms with your sexuality yet. Because you're gay.
What? Do you think I'm gay?
I think you.
I've flirted with women since I've been single. I think it's easier. I just see a woman having a relationship with you easier than a man. I know that like sexually you need a dick. But I feel like it's
a different world these days. You can have a dick every now and then. Mm-hmm. Like you can meet a girl where you can be in love, live with each other, and be totally gay. And every now and then you get some dick.
Well, wait, but hold on. What do you think?
It's like there's this weird thing where you have to be.
Gay part is.
I just think I see you happier living with another woman than with another man.
I don't think that's incorrect. I think probably so. I think it's probably an easier thing for me to see a future in, just because in terms of a partnership of just
less drama.
Less drama. How we
understanding, immediate understanding that you would have with each other than the. I didn't get that right thing because me, myself, and Katie are always. I don't understand because I'm a dude. My dick gets in the way, and I'm like, you misread that, baby. That's not what I was saying, and vice versa.
Yeah.
But I was like, if I was a girl, there's a lot of arguments that would never happen because I would have understood that immediately.
Mm-hmm. Yes, but here's a question because I've engaged with conversation and of course have absolutely no issue on whether or not one, do I need a relationship, but how that would turn out if I was with a woman. And the question that I have about it falls into exactly what you're talking about. It's more about that it truly is about the sexuality and is there a passion? Is the female sexual interaction something driven by a passion that I happen to enjoy, which is a masculine, which is that fire that happens, which is ignited upon the male and female coming together. And it is not the same kind of sex when you, and I'm not saying this about every woman,
I was going to say, because I feel like
passion.
You're fucking the wrong chicks. I mean, Ellen DeGeneres, no offense, I never fucked her, but that's
Ellen was the best. Ellen was an incredible lover.
I would fuck the shit out of you way better than her.
Well, I think every man thought so.
No, well, that's different. A lot of men think a lot of stuff, but I'm usually pretty right.
Well, at this point, I'm really ready to take you up on it.
Please, borrow him.
Katie, can I take him away for a second?
Consider me a private gun.
You know? I mean, I've said I draw the line, and we work together. And
I could come in. I could come in with a bag over. I wouldn't be. I'm not me.
You'd just be a different.
You will get what you want, and then I will leave. That's it.
I want to do sex in a bag.
Whatever you want, and then I leave.
You could just cut the crotch out of a wetsuit.
How could I? I've heard of religions who do that.
I will buy a house and punch a hole through it and put my dick through it, and you can meet me on the other side. Bang it out. Maybe it wasn't me. Maybe it wasn't me.
Taking a white wall.
Yeah, that's it.
Come on in. It's our kind of bathhouse.
Secret, could be like, secret emails, codes, and you said, look at me, 20 minutes to get to this room where there's a dick.
It's like
really
that I get to go through a whole game.
Yes, and that's the other thing. Yeah. You're like, oh my god,
wall.
there's like a Mexican dude in a trench coat. You're like, oh no, please, but that's just a setup to make you nervous. I just hired him to make you nervous. You got to go down some other room and through another thing, and
it's
then
like Saw, except you come.
yeah. At the end you just get a sweet fucking. That's it. Yeah, no, you don't fall into a bed of syringes or anything like that. Just you come, and then that's it. You leave. Perfect. The Mexican guy's gone.
Can I keep returning to the same house? Like if I
no, because where's the mystery?
Well, okay.
The next time, you get a text message at 3 a.m. It says, "Meet me at this telephone booth."
You know, I would not mind that sexual relationship.
I know.
To tell you the truth.
It's standing in the telephone booth and cock like a cockatoo 5 times.
And then my dick will come through the phone.
And then a guy.
The receiver comes off the non-existent telephone booth, and now it's a
I am a phone booth.
God,
you're in me.
Yeah. I told you wouldn't recognize me.
That's right.
I'm a phone.
Oh my god.
So yeah.
So sure.
Well, I feel like we need to go out and get you laid.
I know, really. I know you've said that, but it is so awkward.
You know where you could get laid?
I've actually realized how shy I am too. Like,
yeah, but not with us. If you hang out with us,
okay.
Then we'll meet. Then we'll meet. Then there'll be we'll mob out at like we'll go to that place. What's that stupid restaurant near the Abbey? That restaurant. There's tons of I saw so many hungry bitches in there.
That sounds so awful to me. I mean, I'm getting uncomfortable. I don't know if I'm uncomfortable or if I'm getting what. Here's the thing. I'm shifting in my chair. What does it mean?
It means you want some.
Is it starting to get me excited? But it really, I mean, it's like lame.
What about this? What about if I was organizing a room where I could have a bunch of cute boys and some girls and a mistress in charge of the room, and you could do whatever you wanted with them, and they could do. And if you didn't want to,
called The Bachelorette?
No. It's only one room. And there's no, everybody gets some. I've never watched a Bachelorette, so maybe this is the same thing.
No.
I'm just saying I could organize.
You could organize a room for me where I'm basically, it's like
you could have sex with some boys and some girls and
at the same time?
Yeah, if you wanted to.
If you wanted
Ellis, are you out of your fucking mind? I would never walk into that room. I mean, Again, I think I should.
This would be a private.
The way I'm doing it isn't working.
Why wouldn't you try this? This sounds bad to you?
No, I was scared shitless. Yeah, I mean, of course.
But I'm saying it's
a room with people who are going to have sex with me.
No, you don't have to do anything.
You don't have to do anything.
What do you just look at them?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've never had a one-night stand, dude.
Wait, you don't want one?
She's never had one.
I've never had one.
This is what I feel. I feel like this is what you need because you look at sex as intimacy and a relationship, and you need to separate that and just have the sex.
I know you.
I mean, you've lived your life. You've lived a great life. Just have a fucking bone. Just get a bone every now and then.
Yeah.
You deserve it. Don't. What's this?
You're gonna have I think you get a bone though. When you're
if you know a guy who knows a guy, then you're like, look, this guy I know for sure is not like a murderer or anything. So if you get the bone, and you wake up in the morning, you don't be like, oh, thanks a lot. Like this guy's got 2 dicks or if you get a normal guy, if I'm like, look, I know this guy.
Yeah.
If you fucked him and you didn't like him the next day, there's no big deal.
Yeah, no biggie.
He'll be okay with it?
Yes.
I'm not looking for a relationship.
I know, but we've been here before.
I know,
you won't pull the trigger.
I'm stuck. I'm admitting truthfully. I mean, I haven't seen you in a month and I have not evolved at all.
Did you get Hitachi yet at least?
No!
She doesn't want to play the game. I feel like she's scared to unleash the beast.
I think I probably am. I think I probably am.
Just unleash it.
I mean, I don't know what the beast actually is, nor am I really am I afraid to unleash the beast? No, I'm actually afraid of having sex with strangers.
Yeah, well,
I am. I'll just admit it. It just doesn't appeal to me. I don't know if it's
How long do you have to know someone before you're comfortable having sex with them?
I don't know. I just got out of a 10-year relationship, Katie. I mean, so obviously more than 6 months. Like, what? I don't know. Why
don't we just have some fun? You know us. We'll have some fun, have a few drinks, dance, whatever. You can make out with her. A couple things happen.
I know.
And then you have a few. Listen, let me finish. Sorry. You just have a few orgasms with friends, and then that's it.
What's a few orgasms about?
And then maybe that'll loosen you up to like want to meet somebody out there and do some other stuff. But I feel like maybe you need to, just come a bunch of times with friends, and maybe you'll like it. Maybe you're like, you know what? I would do that again. I'm like, okay, we'll do that again. Or maybe you want to do it with somebody else, but maybe you need to release something. There's something there. You've never done it ever. You seem like a very sexual person.
I know.
How could you not have sex?
That's the thing. I'm confronting in this really bizarre way. It hurts so much it hurts your pins and your groin. I think.
That's all right. I shifted.
He's shifting his groin more toward me. Audience of one.
Go.
Oh, audience of one. I'm seeing this.
Yeah, I'm now. Super not sexy right now.
You actually super are sexy right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, truly, your shirt says "pirate as fuck," which I'm totally into,
right.
and I like the chains. And
the guy on Grindr offered to pay me for sex.
Who did?
The guy on Grindr.
Did he?
I mean, no, because I didn't. Yes? No, well, why? I wanted to. I'm too crippled to do anything. He wanted me to be mean to him and say like weird homophobic stuff, and I was like, really?
Well, he wanted to be sex with you?
Yeah, be queer bashed.
Yeah,
some people get off on.
I never heard that before.
Yeah.
That's I mean I can imagine like some girls want to be punished and that's where there's paddles and
Dirty
that happens
whore.
in a lot of exactly.
I told Katie that it'd be kind of a letdown for him if he came over and I was just like like take it easy, homo. You know what I mean? I'm so,
don't put it in that hard.
I'm so sorry.
I don't really, Final Tap.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how mean I could treat him. I can't even fucking get up to answer the door. I spent 2 days on the bed just like room service, water please.
Oh, that's so.
But they were like they knew the lady knew me and so that became my friend. It was like the lady that
was the friend.
Kept bringing the food.
Oh, were you
drinks.
just like, bring it in?
No. I had to open the door, but they were just so sympathetic. And then this other guy, both a guy and a girl were just like hooking me up. They were trying to hook me up big time. Oh, God, man, you're right. You hold that? I'm like, no, it's cool.
Oh.
They give you a sponge bath?
I bled on the bed too. I felt bad about that.
Girls do it all the time.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you guys don't talk about it as much as we do, though.
I do.
Well, because for you it's a unique experience.
Good point.
Katie does like to talk about her period.
I do. It's fun.
Yeah, it's not fun for anybody
One day
else.
it'll go away, and I'll probably miss it.
I doubt you will. By the time you get to my age, you're not going to miss your period.
Wait,
you're like, get out and go away.
You got a period, right?
There will be no more children. Go away.
Oh, I'm not having any of those.
Oh.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
Well, you've already had a couple.
Yes, you're right.
2 is enough. 2 is
It is. It's not fair to bring any more to this world.
Well, I mean,
especially us. We're fucking destroyers.
What are you talking about? You personally?
Ellis. The blood of Ellis is just here to crush and dominate. And you know what I mean? Like in society the way they live in now, you're not allowed to crush and dominate, but just between you and me,
yeah.
I mean, I prefer to crush and dominate. It's not, you know what I mean, to go to jail.
That's why you're telling me that I should be with.
I'm just saying, if it went Crewtown tomorrow, like I'd be like, all right.
You'd be on the warrior side.
I'll probably die soon because I'm not that experienced. I spent a lot of years not crushing and dominating, but I definitely feel like if I could duck the first couple of years and got enough training under my belt, I think I'd be a great crusher and dominator.
Yeah.
It's instinctively in there. Mm-hmm. I don't like. I mean, I
know, but then on the other side of you, you're a helper and a philosopher. So it's like
not if it goes Crewtown.
Oh, not if it goes Crewtown. You're talking about World War III.
Fuck it all, Ann.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I don't think I would
you can
be on
hang
the side
out.
Of let's sit around and talk about.
You can hang out.
I'm a fighter.
You can hang out in my village.
Okay, thank you.
But you have to have a lot of one night stands.
I have to have a one night visit with the cinder block.
With whoever I say.
Oh, with whoever I say. Now he's getting dominated.
And I talk like a caveman a lot. I'd be like, you're fucking good. Come back later.
I wish that was appealing to find your dick in a wall and then just fuck it and not know who you are. Like I mean, I wish I found that.
Isn't it weird to say that you wish you found that, but you can't find that?
I wish I found it appealing.
Is it not a lie when you say that you wish you could find that, but you can't?
No, I said I wish I could
because if you wanted to, you could just find it. Yeah, but you don't wish that. You're Anne H. You can transform yourself into another person.
Yeah,
that's your job.
Yeah.
Transform yourself into a cock-hungry whore. Now.
Done.
Because I know you could do it.
How much are you going to pay me?
That's what they all say.
I mean, come on. At some point, I need a paycheck if I'm going to transform.
All right, we're gonna do this new movie that Betsy's financing. So it's a pretty big movie.
Betsy.
Wait, I'm serious.
Yeah.
And it's called.
Is it Rabies Babies?
No, it's called.
Is this a new film?
Is this Betsy?
Betsy, can you come in?
Betsy, really? Are you doing? You're going to call it what?
I forgot. Squatula or some
shit.
Here she
comes. Betsy, you're on. What is happening? You're doing a movie, and he's going to transform me into some sort of slutty hoe.
I mean, you're a really good actor, so you should be in it. But what's it called again?
Squatula.
Yeah, Squatula.
I don't know if I'm on.
Where you're on? Where Sasquatch is in the woods, and a vampire gets into a fight with him, and the Sasquatch becomes a vampire Sasquatch, and then comes to the city and like hunts on people.
I want to play the vampire.
Are you? And did you write this?
I don't think we've done anything with you.
We've done a lot of Betsy.
Islands in the Street is a little bit more developed than that.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Okay, it is.
It does have a treatment.
I have a treatment.
Mm-hmm. Here's your treatment.
And we have to schedule a meeting with the guy from Miramax. So
right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be soon. But
jail,
but
so
when you're in it, you're a cock-hungry whore.
It'll be easy to find.
Hey, you're a cock.
That was Weinstein.
Squatula.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
They're not Miramax anymore.
No. What? Well, is there a Miramax anymore?
Well, there will be once Squatula gets produced.
Squatula is going to be the defining moment of this.
Yeah. Here's the thing. When I pitch a Squatula at my house, I am wearing a robe. And the difference is when Weinstein tried to get you to suck it. The difference is, you'll be sucking it.
Oh yeah. The difference is you'll make me.
You know, no. The difference is you will want to. Because I'm incredibly attractive in my robe, I'm not hideous, and we have a better relationship. I would hope that we have a better relationship than Weinstein or whatever his name was.
And
both things are true.
I made some connections this weekend with the possible PR team that works with Ryan Murphy. So who knows? Maybe we can.
What are you talking about?
Ryan Murphy is going to do Sasquatch?
Yeah, possibly. I don't know. I haven't pitched it to him yet, but he's
can you not pitch it to him, Betsy? Or if you do,
he has a huge deal with Netflix. He just signed.
If you can catch him while he's walking around with his 25 million other shows that he's doing,
it's different for us. All right, we're not in it for the money or the fame.
Yes, I see.
We're in it for
it's all art. The art of the matter.
The kids need to see
the heart of the matter.
This movie. I mean, when I think about all the other movies that the people see, and then I'm like, you've never seen a vampire have a fight with a Sasquatch, and then the Sasquatch try to live as the only Sasquatch in the world who's a vampire.
Is it a short or is this a full-length feature?
It's a fucking movie!
Oh, okay, but there are other, there's so many different outlets that do so many different times.
This ain't no candy.
It could be a teaser.
One pump chump. I go hard in the paint.
How long was The Woodsman?
The Woodsman was 60 minutes.
Was it really?
I don't know.
I don't think it was.
I don't think it was.
I think I support your dreams, Betsy.
Wait, it's not her dream. It's our dream.
I'm sorry, I support both of your dreams.
But you're going to be in it.
Which one am I?
You're
the fucking cock-hungry whore. God, nobody listens in here. Jesus.
She could be the vampire hunter.
You only described 2 characters, and cock-hungry whore wasn't in it.
Oh, there you go. There's the other one.
Yeah.
Sasquatch.
There's Sasquatch.
Sasquatch is big.
And we were talking about possibly having like a vampire hunter. Mm-hmm. So you could be this.
You
science,
could be like Buffy.
You got the glasses already. So.
I'm transforming already. I'm gonna start going into character right now.
But Kevin, I think, just won another script award, so we've got.
Shut the fuck up!
What?
Hey, did
you
really?
What is being talked about?
Man, this is such the view right now.
In what, Kevin?
Okay.
You're kidding.
Hey.
Wow.
Okay. Could you write the script for fucking Squatula, you fucking asshole, 2-time nominee guy? Everybody else on the show is not nominated for writing scripts. And we need a script.
None of us are.
Right?
Kevin!
And then we could brag about how he was nominated and shit. And then, Anne, you're like a winning hero, bitch, and you're in the movie.
Award-winning.
I see my next decade.
Right?
Yes, it's just all about awards.
Oh, I think it's Squatula sequels.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You know, once you hit, it can keep going and going and going. You know what I mean? It's
what happened?
Avatar.
What about that, the skinny bitch with the whack tits in the shark movie?
How dare you?
Tara.
What? Yeah.
Blake Lively?
No, Tara. Who's Blake Lively?
Tara
That,
Reid.
that did not go well for Tara, though.
No.
Did it? I mean, what happened
Yes, it
to her
did.
after?
She flourished. Well, if you're a junkie and you get more money, then you become more of a junkie. That's not nothing to do with success. We're talking about if Squatula becomes giant like Sharknado, we're doing a 10-year run of just like flying around the world signing autographs. Hey, Sharknado guy! That was Squatula guy! Yeah, look at me, yeah.
I saw her coming out of Soho House the other day, so
That's surprising.
What's Soho House?
it's a fancy private.
It's like a members only.
She has a lot of movies she's already produced. You don't even know she's a member of Soho House. She's in Soho House with Tara friggin' Reid, man.
Wait, is that a
guess.
rehab or something?
No, it's a club.
No.
It's like up on the top floor of some building.
Yeah, it's
off
like
the
a
Sunset.
$30,000 a year to be a
It is
member.
not
$30,000
$30,000
it's
a
not
year.
that much.
It's like
Something.
it's like $3,000 a year, and then you can go and schmooze with a whole bunch of other people who want to schmooze with
Not
each
allowed
other.
to take photos inside.
Yeah.
It's for all like creative, artistic types. They don't allow like lawyers and
Like Tara.
and stuff. Yes, exactly.
Like Tara Reid, yes.
Right.
So she's either at least still friends with people that can get her into Soho
She got money.
That's how I go in.
Wait, you go to this thing?
No, I bought a few
Fucking
years ago
douche.
when it first came here, totally. But that's why I bought one for James. This was a birthday present for my husband.
Oh,
I bought him a
wow.
membership to Soho House like 5 years ago.
We're listening to it, people. You're live right now with the highest level of white, superior fucking hookups. Yeah, happy birthday! Fucking here's an uppity fucking membership.
It was disgusting. It was. We went to the Soho House. You enter through a garage.
Sit down, Betsy. I really like this Hold the View thing. It's cool.
And you have to check in at the desk, and he checks in. Are you a member here? No. And they said, "Excuse me, sir, I think you are," and handed him his card. It was all really great, and I was very generous, and I was an amazing ex-girlfriend.
855 Ellis 41.
It was a great gift.
If anybody wants to call the show,
I can't. You can't. That's
you
the
go
problem.
with him, though, right?
But then I have to be with him, and now I don't. So there you go.
Well,
No, don't worry
you were
about it.
a girlfriend.
yeah, unscreened phone calls because we're doing the Jason Ellis show View.
Uh-oh.
Bonnie, welcome to the show. Bonnie, rumor has it you have a question for somebody on the show.
That's the question that Jason keeps asking me, and the stranger and stranger he gets, the more and more appealing he becomes. Oh, where do you live?
Yeah, where do you live?
Are you gonna fly me?
Okay, you got a chance. You live in New York.
Every show.
Where in New York do you live?
Yeah. Oh, could be. What do you?
You're saying that New York guys are different than LA guys.
What are the differences? Top 3. Wow, that's so rare.
I know, right? Tell me.
That's not like any guy.
LA guys are so clingy after they fuck you. They like to spoon and shit. The fuck
There's only
is...
LA pussy guys around here.
The thing is, I like to fucking leave. I'm a rare gem.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
Strong Island.
Let me tell you, Ann, you never had something like this before. I'm coming and I'm out.
I think you got your answer.
And I will tell you, since this is the talk or the view or whatever, I just got out of a 17-year relationship, in the last couple of years, got divorced, and it's pretty fun just fucking and telling them to go away. It's a really good time. I like it. So yeah.
Where do you find them, Betsy?
Well, I'm Tinder. I'm not doing anything super crazy, but I just got invited to the League, which is some other foofy dating thing that I have to register for, and they do background checks.
Oh wait, you get invited if you fuck enough people on Tinder?
Hey. Now, don't talk. You're talking down about the dating scene on the internet.
I really want to know. Do you get like rated on Tinder?
No. I mean, I think the more you're on it, the more activity you get. But no, you don't get rated. And the league, I think, is more of some sort of like background checky matchup type thing, which may be better for you.
There is like a celebrity. What is it called?
Oh,
there's
a
celebrity app for. God,
I'm going to say this right now. I'm going to say it right now. Alicia Silverstone is one of my very, very dear friends, by the way. Love her to death.
She's going to come on the show.
She is going to come on the show. She's traveling around. She's had American Woman is coming out. And she's going to come on the show. So she, I think, put my name in. She's like, you got to go date. You have to date. You have to do this thing. And you have to have your name put in, I guess. No, nobody ever called me. They never called me back. They never texted me back about joining us, whatever. I think it's that thing.
You didn't send them a photo of your matching lingerie, did you?
No, I did not. I thought, apparently Alicia thought that my name might cut it, but apparently being a fossil, it does not.
It's not a fossil, it's that you're fucking crazy. People are scared of that.
People are scared that I'm crazy?
Yeah, that's why you gotta fuck me.
Oh my Lord, that'll
keeps going back to it, but I'm telling you, it's gonna work out.
That'll make it all make sense to everybody.
There'll be a psychopathic electricity that will just fire off, and then you'll become a different woman.
You just need to find a nice butch lesbian to turn you out for a night. Oh my God! You know
what? That sounds. I'm not sure. Betsy, have you slept with a woman?
I have.
And is this a new since you're leaving a relationship?
It is only. I always wanted to do it while I was in the relationship, but couldn't. I've always been a serial monogamous with men, unfortunately.
Yes, no, but I have too. Clearly, unfortunately. I'm like a retarded child now that has come out of a shell and going, oh my God, like it's so ridiculous how fearful I am.
It's a different world now in dating, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Because is it more fluid though?
Well, I keep having this problem where they do keep wanting to come back, and so
the women love you.
The women and the men, and I'm like, I just wanted to mess around and you go away. I don't care about anyone's feelings anymore.
Maybe you need to date the guy that just called in. Because he doesn't want to stay around.
Actually, I had a listener hit me up this weekend, first time ever, said he was in town and wanted to orally pleasure me. I was like,
that's awesome. Did you do it?
Does that mean you're going to sing to my vagina?
No crooner. Yeah, no, I said I appreciated the offer, but no.
Oh, thank you.
Well, did you like sleeping with a woman?
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
I had a good time.
Yeah.
Done it a few times. It's all been good. So yeah, it's fun out there, and there is this whole new world of. I mean, there are some people that get a little clingy, but there are a lot of people where it is just really casual, and you can just kind of kind of build a little stable for yourself and keep people on rotation.
Oh, good. Now I need a stable.
Well, like I said they're on rotation. So
you don't have to see it
every couple weeks. A horse.
You don't have to. You can just have sex with one person. You're getting crazy.
What?
Like Betsy's over here whoring out. Sorry, Betsy, but you don't have to do. You can just fuck one girl or one guy. You don't have to, like, everything Betsy's doing. Why? Betsy's pretty advanced at this, it seems. If you're starting off, just meet one person, talk to them back and forth, hear their humor, maybe sense it.
Communication. I don't become
You're
awkward.
Fucking tough to fuck. You're really tough to fuck.
Well, you're just offering me a hole in the wall, though.
I'm not. No, you might end up looking like a hole in the wall when I'm done, but I'm not offering you that. Sorry, I don't know where else.
I don't know. I appreciate the Betsy sharing with me that she's a Tinder whore.
Yeah, it was an adjustment. I mean, I was faithful for 17 years and years before that, and all sorts of other relationships. So yeah, it was definitely strange to kind of think like, oh, okay, but that's the way a lot of people are now. So it's great. Everyone's a little more free and open with it. I don't feel like, except for being called a whore or whatever that Jason just called me. I haven't been judged.
With that,
I haven't been judged.
Yeah.
You say whore like it's a bad thing.
Yeah, right. No, it's kind of fun. People, I mean, you definitely got to be careful, protect yourself, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Let people know. You know, I have people that I let know when I go out on the date and when I come back because I live by myself, so I could get murdered at any point. So there's
right. We want to avoid the sex murder.
Yeah. So there's stuff like that. I've been bitten on a date. I've been ditched during dates.
Bitten?
I got chomped on the arm like really badly.
Man or woman?
How far into the date before he bit you?
We were like having
man,
drinks.
obviously.
Yeah, it was a man.
Oh.
we were having drinks, and he went to like sniff my perfume and flip my arm over and chomp me. We talked about it.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah. That was an angle. He went for an angle that you were not into.
And did you get up and walk away?
Again, safety. I was like, okay, this guy just bit me. I'm not really sure why that just happened. He looked a little startled too. He said he wasn't sure why he did that. But I was like, okay, well, it's nice to meet you, and let's just pick this up some other time. And then we parted ways.
Oh wow,
nice.
And then I blocked him. Yeah,
right? Cannibal.
Right.
I'd be like, why did I buy that lady? That's so stupid. Like
a little awkward. We were getting along really well up until.
He didn't. He doesn't bite women all the time, Betsy. That was just like a penis thing.
I hope not.
He really liked your perfume.
I guess so. Yeah, it was creepy, though. I mean, I had a big bruise on my arm.
Damn.
Like, it started coming in almost immediately. It wasn't like
he really chomped.
Yeah, he was going to murder you, maybe.
Yeah, possibly.
Like, eat you, cook you. He
also odd on that date, he heard all about me on the way there from the Uber driver because he was a fan of the show and was listening to the show, and the guy was like, the Uber driver was like, oh, do you mind if I listen to this? I can only catch this replay, and he's like, oh, no, yeah. And they started talking, and it turned out the guy was a fan of the show, and he told him all about me before I
catch a replay of this show?
Yeah. It was
while you were in the Uber.
I wasn't in the Uber. This was my date on the way there.
That's
the one who bit me heard all about me on the way there from the guy who was
from the Jason Ellis show.
Yeah, who's driving the Uber listens to the show.
That's crazy.
That's super weird.
It was a little like, whoa. And then I got chomped. It was a very strange evening.
Maybe
that
doesn't happen. He was a fan.
Yeah, he'd never heard of the show.
Yeah, he probably wanted you to talk about it on the radio so he could listen to it.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it was a very odd night. But that doesn't normally happen. And most of the time, you can just go and have drinks and get a little lit and fuck, and then they go away.
Yeah. Doesn't that sound nice? God.
I can't even look at you, Betsy. You're just fucking people at will. Move out of the way! You! Get in my pussy! Now get away!
Exactly.
Like, holy shit, man.
Yep, that's basically what
savage out there.
Do you usually go to their house, or did they come to yours?
I usually bring them to my house.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you call them a cab? Like, when it's time to go, or are you like, your Uber's here?
They usually get their own. I haven't had to do that.
Have you ever had sex with an Uber driver? Just with, like, driving around and then you pull over?
No, I have not.
No.
That has not come up yet.
Sounds like something you'd be into, though.
I just wonder about it.
You want to get an Uber X and I'll fucking pick you up and
certainly not an Uber X.
Drive you somewhere?
I need a better car than that.
What am I? I'm an Uber Plus.
You need premium, right?
Yeah, I'm Uber Premium.
Yeah,
I'll pick you up and take you to your movie or whatever it is. All the way to your movie.
All the way.
Yeah. I will drive you all the way.
He's going to show up in the pickup truck and just bang you in the back of that. Like, be sure you secure the actual vehicle he's going to show up with.
That would be hilarious. It's like the new food truck. You just arrive and you're like just there to bang somebody. That would be really good. Like, get on in, let's bang away.
It's weird. I feel like if society, mainly women, would let go of themselves, then that could be a thing that would exist. Because I think women would love to be able to order a cute guy like Postmates that comes over and you go into the back of the van and it's a nice bed and he fucking gives you a good going over and that's it.
This is an incredible business opportunity.
But nobody, I feel like you're saying it because you guys are wild, but no other girl would say that this is a good idea. They'd be like, that's disgusting.
You just completely contradicted. I'm not wild at all, but I'm actually thinking this is a good idea.
That's nice.
All right, well then I know, look, I happen to know a service that actually can do that for you. Like, there's a phone number I can give you where you can call
Is it your phone
number?
number?
Shut up!
Like, you don't have a van.
Shut up! God damn it! He's gonna fucking rent a van.
He's gonna get a burner phone.
Yeah.
You call this phone.
You guys was gonna show with a U-Haul fucking with a mattress in the back and just pound her out.
Oh my God, and it's you?
Yeah, well no.
Mustache on. Hello.
It's not me, senora.
Your tattoos look familiar. No, ma'am.
I would have like my clothes on covered, just pull my dick out.
The wetsuit again with the hole cut out.
I pretend I'm the singer of Living Colour and just pound it out in the U-Haul.
And there's nothing about the U-Haul pound.
The U-Haul.
The U-pound.
Yeah.
You pound me, I'll pound you.
Oh, I like it.
Honestly, would there be ladies that would do that?
Yes.
Yeah,
I think for sure.
There's been an uptick in women hiring male escorts. I just read an article about it recently. It sounded great. I was like, yeah, I should do that.
Because it's like we've heard about the happy ending for so long. Guys can go to any parlor and they get jerked off. Well, women now are starting to be like, wait, hold on. I can be jerked off too.
Yeah.
I'm asexual. Like, what is going on?
It's
but
not
I think
there.
there is a new, I think a lot of women would go like, yeah, I want a massage and a happy ending. Get on over here.
I've tried, and they just don't.
Yeah,
They
being
don't?
gay, they've gone
They
to
don't.
places-
They're not interested. Huh?
They won't do it to the girl.
Or they can't.
It's like they don't
No,
know
they
really
won't do
what
it
to
to
do.
the
They
girl?
jerk me off and they won't
They
jerk her off.
won't.
Is that for real?
Yeah.
Huh. Are they men or women?
Mine
Both.
was a woman.
Both.
She wouldn't do it.
I mean,
I was like,
And
no,
and was it a masseuse who came to your house?
no.
no,
This
we
was
went
like
to the
we went
sketchy ones where they
Yeah.
jerk you off.
Yeah. Well, where are they? Not that I'm writing it down.
They
Where's
won't
that?
jerk you off. You have to have a dick. It's
Isn't that
ridiculous.
crazy?
It's a fucking insult.
That's
Like, I'm getting a massage and I want to come at the end of it. Oh, not a lady. What? Why? Wait, are all women police?
I think really what it is though is that most women don't know how to jerk off other women.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's pretty real.
I mean, the guys are so used to understanding
yeah.
how to jerk it, but
Yeah.
women are, it's not
Everybody's
hard to figure
different.
out,
You
but I
guys
don't
are-
think women do usually figure out
You
other
guys
ways.
are you guys are a little more complex.
Oh, we are. We're all
It
different.
takes some more effort.
The dick is kind of.
I mean, you pretty much work your way around it. You know,
I
you can
told you-
figure out how to get you a dude there.
One time a lady jerked me off with an intern and was teaching the other lady how to jerk me off while I was just sitting there watching this thing happen.
That's amazing. A training day.
There are
training
classes
day.
like that, but women go over and they do blowjob classes for other women, like a tea party. It's so, but you know,
I've heard of that.
they
The
do that, but
craziest
it's
thing
not-
is, and I've never done this, or maybe I have, I just can't remember, but the only time I can remember is when I came, I farted.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Thank you for the first sound effect of the day.
Thank you.
Full release.
I think it was more like this. No.
Oh no,
No, it was like this. Yeah, it was like that.
that sounded like a nose blow.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, what are you gonna do?
Oh, the farts.
I'm like, it's not like she's gonna. I mean, on the other thought, I thought, well, at least I'm somewhat attractive because I feel like everyone in here that you might be giving happy endings to might be. You know, I mean,
You can imagine what they're used to
I'm
looking
just
at.
super clean as well. Like, you mean like all my stuff is. Sometimes I see people in the Korean spa where I'm like, oh,
They got stinky nuts, and you
Oh,
know it.
I'm like, you
no.
got sticky nuts even if you like just came out of the pool.
And, ew, why are they hairy? Like, what makes
I don't
it
know.
a stinky nut?
I don't know. Just some people look like they don't do that.
Some
If it
people
was
have
true-
a musk, you know? Some people just have a natural musk to their body.
Yeah.
Hello, Nicole. You've called the Jason Ellis Show. Hello.
Don't be scared.
Yes, hello. You're live on Love and Hate. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Love and Hate.
Sorry. Yeah.
Got a question?
You can hear yourself, you fucking idiot. Give yourself a medal. If anybody wants to call the show
Sounded lost in a box.
and has a question and doesn't want to hear themselves in their car stereo, 855-41.
Oh, wait. That's what he was doing. He was
Yeah.
hearing him say yes.
It's
That's
like a
pretty
parakeet looking in a mirror.
Yes.
Who are you? Who are
not
you?
one call. We're blown up. One guy called to see if he can
To see
hear
if he can hear
himself
himself.
through his truck radio.
Listen, we've been on a bit of a hiatus.
Hello? Am I me?
855.
We have been on a bit of
41.
a hiatus, but I have to say it's really nice being back because these are the funnest conversations. I just have so much fun. It's so much better than sitting alone in my apartment and writing.
Right, what are you writing?
I think I'm going to write a one-woman show.
I love it. That's awesome.
Yes. Oh, another announcement. I mean, not that you guys follow my career, but The Brave did not get picked up, the show that I was doing on NBC. And it's very sad. At the same time, I would have been out of the country for 6 months, and my life would have been a complicated thing to do with my family. You know, it was complicated, but also wonderful. And however the gods were going to have it is how it was going to roll out.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that I'm ready to start going into theaters and start performing one-woman shows. Start talking about. I was at AmFAR. I went to Cannes Film Festival. Now it's about a week and a half ago, I guess, maybe even 2. And AmFAR, as you know, is the #1 organization that raises money for AIDS research.
Okay.
And I was a survivor of AIDS because my father was one of the first guys to die of AIDS in '83. And when I was at IMFAR, I started realizing that talking about that story until that disease is eradicated is something I need to do. So I'm going to start writing a show.
That's fantastic.
Hello, you're on Love and H. What's your name? Otto, what can we do for you? Oh.
Mm-hmm. Oh, cool. Mm-hmm. So what?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
What's the question? As far as selecting the person? Okay, there you can do like a couple's account on Tinder and basically just be right up front about what you're looking for, or there's an app called 3ender that you can get on that is for couples and polyamory and stuff like that, where you can find somebody that way if you don't already know somebody that would be comfortable with entering in that. I mean, obviously if you had a friend or something, that could get complicated if you're not sure that they're ready for it or your lady's ready for it. But definitely talk to the person a lot. Make sure that they actually are into having sex with women, because sometimes you can get somebody that just wants to fuck you, which is cool for you, but you definitely want to make sure that they're like into your lady. Maybe even more than they're into you.
Yeah.
So let her pick the lady then. Oh no. You need to be like, look, I want your input on this. Like, what do you like? What body type? Hair color, whatever. Like, really, like, try to get her excited and involved in it, because if she's just doing it for you, like, I don't know, it's kind of icky.
Or maybe it's her easy way of saying that, too. I love your advice, Katie, and especially if you get involved, then you're even going to have more fun. It's like the precursor to the precursor. Like, it's great. You get to have fun choosing the woman together on the website that you were talking about.
Yeah.
Engage in it so that it's not awkward. The more open you are with her about that, seems like the better luck you're going to have.
If you do end up hooking up, make sure that you bang your wife way more than the girl that's the third person.
Very good advice.
Definitely, like, she's got to be the star the whole time.
Yeah.
Especially if it's her first threesome. Like, just,
I will say, though, as having been the third person in some couple stuff, don't make the third person feel like there's some sort of hooker, because I get that a lot. Where it's like, oh, I can't kiss you, or I can't do this. Like, there's this like list of like hooker rules that come.
Who are you?
Oh, which is the person
fuck is going on?
I know, you are finding out so much about Betsy today. But so they try to delineate this. They make a wall between the person who's the extra and themselves. Like, and there's some intimacy walls or something, like no kissing or whatever. Yeah,
and that's not so fun.
So the website actually has changed its name. It's called Feeld now, FEELD. It's an app you can download, and then you just like upload the pictures of yourselves together. But yeah, I really get her involved, and
there you go.
Be nice.
Nice.
Good luck, dude.
That's so exciting.
855 Ellis 41 Love and H. Hello, you're live on the show.
Nice. He likes the view.
The spew. Oh.
Amen.
No, I'll tell you exactly why. Because one time I heard myself talking about it on a replay, and it made me cringe. So I feel like I really like the things that I do in the bedroom, but I feel like when I talk about it, It kind of just sounds like I'm talking about how many cars I have in the garage or something.
Wow.
And it makes me cringe. Well, sometimes if I feel like it's a really funny thing, but I'll definitely leave the stroke of the boat out of it. Like, I mean, it's like if I'll leave the fucking part out. If there's a funny part where there was fucking, then just because I'll tell you that I know there was a day where I heard it and I was like, ugh. Shut up, Jason. That's one of the reasons why I can't listen to the show. Will would always say listen to the show, but I can't listen to me talk. It makes me cringe sometimes.
Yeah, me too.
Do you remember what it was that you said? Because I think that's really,
Like
I think that's really interesting. Do you remember what you said that made you cringe?
Yeah.
It was about.
I think it was Brian
performance-based?
Callen and Brendan Sharp asking me about fucking people, women.
They were really goading
Cage.
you on for details.
Yeah.
They were. I remember that day.
And it seemed self-aggrandizing, or you were.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't just sort of. I bit gross. I'm very.
Wow.
I like it. I mean, if I'm talking to somebody else that likes it, sure. But I don't know. I feel like everyone's well aware of what a deviant I am. I don't understand how, like, if I just did a in-depth story about how much I want to bang everybody in what way, it's not fair. No one needs to hear that shit. That's my opinion anyway. Well, I guess we gotta go.
Amazing.
No need to count the veins on your dick.
Oh.
We'll be back next week, everybody.
Yes, we will.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks everybody listening, and don't forget Jason Ellis Show starts in 5.
Ow.
Ow. Yeah, guys.
We're back.
That was fun.
That's fun. And I'm sweating.
Wow.
Thanks,
We learned so much about
You're
Betsy. I mean, that was perfect.
I know. What's wrong with you?
Love it.
I had no
My
idea.
God.
We are not on next week because we're in Canada.
Oh,
Next week.
Yes.
I couldn't find the fucking.
Oh, good.
Canada, where are you?
Me and Ann
We
can do
are
it.
Vancouver Monday night,
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Edmonton
Yeah.
Tuesday
Fine.
night,
Okay.
Calgary Wednesday night.
No shit.
So we're taping shows each night at like a comedy club in those cities,
No
and then we'll
kidding.
air it the next day on the channel.
Oh, that's cool, you
Yeah, it's really
guys.
cool. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, I'm sorry that I won't see you again. But that's great.
Yeah, do you have your flights for that yet? When do you leave?
No, I don't have my flights.
I feel like I'm always asking you about flights.
Ask Andrew.
I will.
Do you have flights,
So I
Andrew,
won't
for
see you next
Canada?
Do what?
I love
You got
you.
your flights and shit? Whichever
Yeah.
call
You
in.
too. I'm
Um,
what?
Cause
Oh, of course. Thank you. I'm sorry I won't
I
see you
can
guys
send you the
next week.
details.
Yeah,
Okay, so you would have the option of, I think Kevin and I are flying in Sunday to Vancouver.
Yeah.
You could fly in Monday, just as long as you get there by like
No, I
4:30.
don't like that.
Yeah.
You don't
I'll
like
fly
the day
Sunday
of?
too.
So,
So we do have the kids that weekend, so I just wanted to know.
Oh.
I'll shoot you both like ideal flight times, that sort of thing, and
Yeah.
then the address of where the comedy clubs are.
Just know I'm not flying American if you're flying.
Oh my god, me either. Hideous.
Nah, it was.
Not good.
Dude, they kept my bag for like 28 hours. So like I had that surgery and then just went back to the room with nothing.
Yeah,
No
that's,
sleeping
No sleeping pills,
pills.
nothing.
Global United States, global entry is USA plus.
A sandwich is way going big.
Do you need food? Do you want something from Postmates or
Oh,
you want
man.
a burrito?
Fuck off, you. Oh man, give me a week. Kick your fucking nuts off.
FaceTime me too.
Accidentally. Accidentally FaceTime everyone. I hate FaceTime. People that FaceTime me, unless it's a girl, I don't really want FaceTime.
Alright, why do we need to look at each other? Unless I'm gonna show you something.
It's a millennial thing though. The kids do it.
They all do it.
Yeah.
They walk around like his daughter gets on house party with a bunch of her friends and they just sit there and stare at each other's heads all night. Amazing.
Stare at their what?
Stare at each other's heads.
They fucking do.
Dingo, you
With
know
like
you're a
crazy
millennial, right?
excitement about
I'm
it.
not a
too.
millennial.
Yeah, I'm a millennial. I'm millennial and middle-aged.
I thought we were Gen X.
35,
What generation
You
X
figured
are
out a way to make yourself sound shit so well.
80, 1981 and after.
Is it?
millennial.
millennial?
I thought it was
You're a millennial.
God damn it.
Yeah.
You're a millennial.
Shit.
Oh, you're married
30,
to a millennial.
35 counts as middle-aged, so I'm millennial and middle-aged.
Yeah, we suck.
I still think it's gonna have to press play to get into that second break.
Yeah.
Did you want me to already Postmates or you
What do you got?
I'll load that show in the Love and Hate part.
Black balls.
And
She already left. Okay.
Just gotta get on Tinder.
You want to bounce?
Get out there.
What about?
Yeah.
Single and ready to mingle.
She's not though. She's so not.
Is she not?
She's like not into fucking people and having a one night stand.
She wants a relationship.
She doesn't want a relationship.
if we have a couple of wines, she's as good as mine.
Is that what you're saying?
Dude, she was good at that tennis thing. If we didn't have to leave, she was a done deal. Remember?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I know.
Okay. Okay, you can
I'm probably
stop.
giving Naomi
Stop.
the notice that
Stop
we're
now.
leaving July 15th. I don't know if you want me to say anything to her for you or.
I'll text, but I don't think so.
Okay.
Are you leaving now?
Yeah, once the show gets underway.
Cool.
Jason, is there anything you need today for your purple baths?
Bubble water.
Bubble water?
Hey, you know, you were icing it, huh?
Yeah.
He said not to.
He said ice. They
He's
said.
like, the more it swells up, the better.
Yeah, the inflammation's supposed to be good.
Yeah, no anti-inflammatory pills and no ice.
Yeah, that was definitely, he said don't take any
Which
anti-inflammatories.
sucked. Because I really want to ice my fucking hip, dude.
Yeah, the hip.
Probably.
So we're really starting
I woke up at 4:30 this morning. I was like, oh, still on.
Yeah, I kept waking up all night and I would hear you going and rolling over. Yeah, just
Dude,
groaning.
it's a big part. You know what I mean? Like it's like you can't. There's no comfortable spot if your hips fucked.
How sore is the back?
I mean, I can feel it, but it's not.
Yeah.
Not crazy.
I was trying to get hold of Ken Block yesterday. I called him twice. Because I remember calling him like a month ago and it went straight through. Like so it sounded like the phone wasn't his anymore. And I texted him like, is this still your phone, Ken? He just texted back a thumbs up. I was like, fuck you.
Wow.
Fucking loser. Except he's the complete opposite of a loser.
2.5 minutes.
I understand we're supposed to be doing something with your phone and Dropbox or something today.
Whoa! That was like a Seinfeld episode right there. Wow. Comes fucking. Wow.
Did you tell that to needs to be sent?
Have you checked the
Did you download
TV?
You
it?
gonna do that right now, or am I?
I have not.
Do that right now, or am I?
I can do it.
Yeah, it's
during another break. Or whatever. If you put your phone in there during the break.
There we go.
Jason.
Oh,
that yours?
love you, baby.
Love you. Oh, it's
Bye, Katie.
left. Bye.
Dean's coming over after the show to watch fights and shit.
Okay. Bye.
So I'm going to roll in a couple minutes, but we're set for today. Tomorrow, Chael's coming in. Jude's in Detroit, but I'll shoot a rundown and all that stuff out as well.
And I'll probably pull Kevin, not Will, for the Rockstar
Yep.
tax game.
Cool. And if you want to take Kelly Carlin the entire way, like she's not doing another interview, if you want to keep it short, then do a half break
Proceeding.
at the second break would be a half break.
Right. Yeah, that's
We
probably.
get more salsa, Betsy?
And we can just do worst case 1.5 on the tail end.
1 or 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Dingo, do you need water?
Yeah, I'll do a water, please.
You want cold or room?
Cold, sure. Thank you.
Anything.
And I'm fine, thanks. And the defend criminal thing. When are we planning on doing that?
Later on in the week.
Yeah.
Just trying to get a sense of like what type of crimes you want put together.
Yeah. I'll probably take some of those notes and other ones.
Cool.
In my entire life. Andrew Bruce. No way you get hard just staring at my ass. Kevin Kraft. Look at how fertile my twat is. And Will Pendarvis. Fuck yeah, I'm Will Pendarvis. How's it blowing up? Jason Ellis. This is the Jason Ellis Show. Don't think, feel.
Oh, no way. Welcome to the show, everybody. It's great to be here. I sound funny. Sounds weird, right?
Everything, yeah.
You look good. You look washed.
Yeah.
You don't have a. Do you not have a hangover? Is that what it is?
A small one.
God, you're gonna die soon, man. Oh.
A teeny one.
You look good.
I've been trying to look good.
Why?
Because I'm 32 and I've looked horrible many a times, and I'm getting older, and it's going to get harder to look good. So I've made a decision that I'm going to look good.
Just look good, not healthy. Look good. It seems like.
Yeah, we're going to do it all.
You trying to match your girlfriend or something?
I'm not trying to match anyone.
When are you going to tell people who your girlfriend is? Is it weird to have a girlfriend when you can't say who's your girlfriend?
I don't know.
You don't know if that's weird.
I mean,
ask me.
Is it weird?
I reckon it is.
Yeah.
It'd be weird for me to not just be like, yeah, so what? Yeah, I'm going out with her.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you look hungover.
You look all every day of your 32 years.
You got old real quick.
Yeah, you got me.
Bad.
You know what I noticed? Okay, I got grey hair in my beard.
Yeah. Me too.
I know, but
it's worse. I got worse in the last 2 years. I got grey under here. I don't know what happened.
I think it's a bit of a blessing to go a little bit grey early, because I had friends who started going a little grey in the temples when they were 28, 29. They were just like, look at this, dude. It's fucking awesome. I have grey hair. Fuck yeah. Because they didn't care, because they were young. When you're 45, you start going grey. You're like, oh, there's encroaching death.
Mm.
Well, I mean,
you're young to be going grey.
Yeah, exactly. But it's there.
And you're blonde, so who cares?
It's like white. So I don't know if it's grey.
It's not. Nobody can see it. I don't even know what you're talking about.
No, but I shaved.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So last week, the last time you saw me, I had a pretty, it was there. I had a beard.
Yeah.
Okay? And I looked in the mirror and I was like, fuck, there's one. And just one, there's a lot.
Yes.
Visible, but patchy.
Maybe they're white, though.
They are white.
Well, maybe that's all right, then.
No, but I feel like we're not too far away from me having a full, I'm saying in 2 years,
Gandalf.
I might have a full white beard.
That would be sick.
And I'm saying 2 years.
That's not going to happen. That's not, you're an idiot, but still, if it did, I don't see how you're losing.
All right. I know, I don't see either.
You'd be the Gandalf of Monster Energy.
I want to
casting energizing spells on the children.
I want to have a real beard.
Like lazy kids, and then he comes flying over them and hits them with a stick, green stick, and all of a sudden the kids are just raging, doing backflips and shit.
Right? I mean, you feel me, right, Michael?
At Travis's house.
Sure. Many people would argue you already have a beard.
No, but like a wizard beard.
Well, then just stop shaving.
It's
a very achievable dream.
It's not
it's like what you did with your hair. Do it with your facial hair.
It's not as simple as that.
Whatever you're doing to currently trim your beard, stop.
It's not as simple as that.
Go ahead, explain it. Because me and Michael are leaning down the road of it is that simple. But go ahead, break it down.
Because I have kind of this more of a sideways like beard that grows out sideways, not in the front here. So I start to look like a Lego.
You got to get a beard trimmer where you start to shape it as it grows.
Right.
So you trim the side and let the bottom grow long.
Yeah, that's what I need to do.
Right. Now you figured it out.
We solved that issue.
You can apply that. Yep. Good stuff.
I wouldn't be so concerned about aging too when you're one of these people like Slash where you just adopted.
He's very Slash.
Or you adopted a look where the way that you actually physically appear barely matters because so much of your face is just naturally concealed.
Yeah.
So who cares? Go to hell. I mean, I mean.
Oh no, I hear what you're saying there, Michael.
Yeah.
I'm fucking with you, dude.
You want a drink?
No, not right now.
Right. What did a drink have to do with it?
I don't know.
I'm saying you don't need to take care of yourself.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You alright?
Yeah.
Okay. Drinking water in an unprofessional manner, Dingo.
Yeah, out of control.
Speaking of taking care of yourself, I noticed somebody. I posted a photo of I was in Texas this weekend getting stem cell, and I posted a photo of me watching the doctor inject my stem cells back into my injuries.
I saw that.
Which was far out, man. You know, and just seeing that he can do that, and of course it does help when you've already. I was knocked out for when they took the stems out of my back. So when I woke up and they were doing that, I don't think I was really all there because later on the pain started to come in on my hip. It's weird, my knee, it's really not that painful, but my hip has been affecting me for a couple of days. I'm like, wow, it feels like a proper like a motocross crash or whatever. You know what I mean? Like the next day when you're like, fuck, or you know when you hurt yourself, you know you have to go to hospital.
Yeah.
Except you've already been. So the good news is like I don't have to go back. It's no, you know what I mean? I know what the results are, but it is it's like a re-injure thing. But
you're walking. You look. It's not a good walk right now.
Dude, 2 days ago I was stuck in that hotel room. I wasn't going anywhere. Nowhere. I could barely get to the door because the knee on one leg and then the hip on the other kind of crippled me.
At first glance, I thought you were faking it.
Yeah, that's.
It's a rough walk you've got right now.
It's a pretty good one.
It's solid.
I've put some. Yeah, it's tremendous compared to what it was. I was almost like a dog. I almost prefer to put my hands on the ground.
You've got a solid walking stick.
It really hurt. Yeah, I know that. What is it? Cold steel. I've had that for years, and I've never really been crippled enough to use it. So now, boom! I got a dragon stick, which is great. But it's still walking's cool for about 5 minutes, and that sucks too. I got to get out of that whole game. But I do feel better just from the plant-based level of food that I have been eating. I can tell that is doing something. Something happened to me on the plane on the way home where I had not slept. It was a pretty vigorous weekend. They forgot my bags.
Wait, I haven't.
It was like a really long time. What?
I haven't. You're very upset about losing your bags.
Well, the only reason I was upset is because I had nothing else to do.
Very upset.
I was just, I'm like, fuck you guys. And then somebody was like, you think they care? And I'm like, well, yeah, I get that no one cares and it's not going to do anything, but I'm still going to do it anyway. Like, why would I not? I'm just going to sit here and tell everybody that you guys are fucking assholes. Here's the other one. Remember how you said something the other day about you were with your wife and your kid in Disneyland and someone took the seat in front of you? You didn't say anything?
On the tram.
On the tram, yeah. Well, I got a first class ticket and my seat is 1A. And I go to get on the plane and there's a dude sitting in my seat. and a lady who's sitting next to him, she's in the wrong seat. And I'm like, oh, I'm 1A. And they're like, oh, "Oh, sorry, didn't know that was your seat." And then the hostess lady comes over and goes, "Don't worry about it. You just go sit over there." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I'm like, "Wait, I feel like I should say nah. Like I don't want to. This is, you know what I mean? Like, especially first class. I paid extra. No, I don't want to go sit down.
They were going to put you back in economy?
No, not back in economy, just back down at the end of first class.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, whatever. So I go down there. And then when I get out, because I check in early because I don't like being late.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I got off the plane, I got a text message saying we forgot your bags. So I go up to the desk and I'm like, so when do you think you'll have my bag? And they go, oh, there's a flight at 5 in the morning, so we'll have it there in the morning. I'm like, okay, well, that sucks because now I've got to have surgery and I don't have any clothes. And after surgery, you're not allowed to have a shower. So I just did this show, got on a plane, and I didn't have any sleeping pills. I fucked up and put my sleeping pills in that bag. So I just stayed awake all night. I mean, like I dozed off for a couple of hours here and there. But
well, you're tweeting to American Airlines.
Well, when you don't sleep, dude, you get weird, all right?
I think it's the other way around. I think it wasn't that he wasn't sleeping because he was tweeting. It's that he was tweeting because he wasn't sleeping.
No, I get it.
And then, you know, I by the time I think it was 7 o'clock at night the next day, they gave me my shit. So I've just been sitting in a blanket, like crippled in a blanket, waiting for these sleeping pills to come so that I could go to sleep. So yeah, I was like, fuck you, American Airlines, I will toast you over and over again as much as I can. And I think I did it more to remind myself, don't go on there. Like, don't go on there just for you. Just for you. That's all.
That airline?
Yeah, I saw a dog guy next to me, dog doing farts in the bag, and he put the bag in the middle, so...
What's a fart? Hang on.
The dog's bag was like half on my side, Michael, and once again, first class seat.
What's he talking about, Michael?
The bag with a dog in it.
And the farts is where I'm a little confused.
Yeah, me too,
dude. The dog's farting in the bag over and over again, so it stinks like shit in the plane. And then I fall asleep because I'm on painkillers, and then I hear
someone having sex?
That's a fucking dog whining at his master, and he's not doing anything.
Not a very good
and
whine.
It's waking me up.
Did he have like the service dog shit on his?
Oh, the fucking wiener dog. I like wiener dogs too, but I was like, you're not being nice to the wiener dog. Like, he's like, daddy. You know what I mean? Like, and you just leaving him there. So now I'm hearing him whine for his daddy and his ass. He probably needs to take a shit or something.
Aww.
I'm like, man, I don't know if I like service dogs anymore.
Yeah. Here's my thing on the airlines. You fucking don't check bags.
Yeah, no, because I disagree with that. Because, yeah, everybody with their fucking 2-bag thing putting up there that doesn't fit, you're a fucking part of the problem too.
Yeah.
It's an insult when
it
you
should only be one bag.
All your luggage, I can tell. I'm like, man. And then there's never any room anywhere because you have everything.
I just love the people that try and get their carry-on in the trial one that you've got to fit in there and try to kick it in there.
Shove it in there.
Oh, yeah, he's wearing a seat on it. And they're like, no, ma'am, no, sir. No, it's been in there.
People do. I mean, especially when you cripple. I noticed that was the other thing. Was the tack of the suitcases. A lot of guys with the bag, and then they put the other little one on top. They balance it on the top of it. And then when they go to do something, that falls over. Mm-hmm. And when I was walking to get on the plane on Sunday, I was still really hunched over, and it was like every time I lifted my right leg, it hurt. Like,
sure, wasn't
good to be around. And a guy dropped his bag in the line behind me, and it hit me in the back of the leg, and I was like, oh! Now I'm in this. I really hurt, and I was like, "Man, you've dropped a bag on a guy that can." My walk is so sore.
If you had your walking stick, you could have poked him.
I'm like, how could you? And then another one went off near me, and it didn't hit me, and it made me flinch. So I'm like, but it made my hip hurt. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm in this line, like, looking for people's bags to like. They're like hand grenades dropping around me. I was like, please stop dropping bags around my leg. But I'm just so pumped that they did all that stuff. So it was kind of like, I'm in a lot of pain, but it's not. It's like, it's kind of a miracle, really. this ache that I've really noticed more lately. I think maybe you notice it when you know that they're finally gonna treat it. You know.
Yeah.
When I went to that race, when I was walking in the parking lot, I was like, man, I really can't. If I walk like I don't know, 100 feet, then it starts to hurt. I was like, man, I wonder if I get a bunch of sideway motion and stuff back. I wonder if all that can happen. And then the other thing I noticed was I was trying to get to is no sleep. Then I finally got to hang out with the doctor at his house and eat their level of plant-based and then their smoothie. I have a video. It's 8 minutes long on everything that goes in the smoothie. I did it with the doctor. I'm editing it so you can see it all. I'm going to give it to everybody. And you can have this smoothie every day of your life. And you will, this arguably, it's very, very good for you. So I know that everybody, probably one of the biggest questions I get asked now in my career is, what's in that smoothie?
Really?
Which is weird because I don't feel like anyone listens to the podcast.
What's a wild ingredient? Like, what's the craziest stuff?
It's not. Arugula and hemp seeds and flax seeds and it's not.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of green stuff
Uh-huh.
and a lot of different berry things. I guess like the thing he was like, the berry that has the most of this one thing and the thing that has the most of it's those ones all in this smoothie. So yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not like this thing you have to get from Egypt or anything. It's just shit you can get at the supermarket. It's a lot of stuff. But if you buy it all and put it all in a smoothie, and then I guess you can put the supplement that they have in there. But that's more of a doctor's. I just put it all in. All I know is because I knew this surgery was coming. I've been trying to be extra plant based, and I noticed in the plane that I felt very energized in the plane, and I was fucking hammered from the. I mean, there was a couple hours there where I was like, "This is really up there with super lame."
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, yeah, when I was in the two, one was my bag. I'm super stinky and I can't get my sleeping pills, and I also had a weed pen in there. And then
shit!
The other thing was,
what state were we in?
The next day, I woke up in the morning. I didn't have the painkillers, and it woke me up in the middle of the night. And I was like, I thought because Andrew was like, it didn't really hurt that much. I was like, I didn't think I'd need any. And I woke up at like 4:30 in the morning. I was like, I'm like, okay, fucking hip, way worse than knee. And I'm like, whatever, you'll deal with it, Jason. And then by lunchtime, because you can't go I couldn't go anywhere and get anything. So I was just like doing the seesaw thing. I'm like, okay. I now hurt a lot. And you can't ice because you got to make it swollen. Makes it work better if it gets swollen.
I see.
More. So.
Did you at least go and get some other sleeping pills, like over the counter jazz?
No, I shut it off. And I sat there in a blanket and I watched all the movies.
You watched every movie?
All the movies that you can watch.
Wow, that's a lot of movies.
What did you watch? I watched I watched 2 movies this weekend.
Oh yeah? Like real bad ones? Because you picked golden ones, right?
No, I watched good things.
Oh, like mainstream ones that people have probably seen 20 years ago?
Current films.
Oh, okay.
Wow, current.
Yes.
Like movie theater?
I went and saw Solo in the movie theater yesterday.
By yourself or with your kid?
Oh, with my kid.
Oh, I was going to say. You never know. I mean, you're a frisky guy.
I got a babysitter, so I Solo.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it's cool. Whatever.
I saw it.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
The 3D part at the begining's good.
What do you mean?
Like the
Don't
scene with
spoiler
it.
alert anything. Don't worry, you can. I'm not going to watch it.
I watched the whole thing in 3D.
Yeah.
You know what? 3D's gotten better because my kid's like, my glasses aren't working. And I'm like, yeah, they are, dick. Like, take them off and see how it's
Wow. Oh, they did get... Okay, that makes me want to use it.
No, they got good. They don't give you headaches anymore.
It was like...
There
there was always 2 different kinds of 3D. When 3D got kind of hot again for a second, like post-Avatar, there's a post-production thing that they could do where it costs about $5 million and they could take any movie and just make a 3D version of it. But if it hadn't been filmed in 3D, so there's a lot of dodgy shit that was getting sold to people. So I'm assuming this was made for 3D. Either that or the post shit has just gotten way, way better. Because, yeah, at times I forgot. Like, we were watching the trailer for Jurassic World, and it's fully like, here's a fucking...
You're pumped.
Here's a stick figure real close to me, and there's a stick figure in the distance.
Yeah.
That's the shitty 3D. Yeah, Solo was cool. The movie, yeah, I don't know. Who gives it? I guess Kevin you really liked it, right?
It was. I feel the same way you do.
They did not drop. Yeah. Right. And have you seen Game Night? I watched that at home.
What's that?
Yeah, I saw that in my hotel room. I was in and out of consciousness for that. What else did I see? I saw like weird movie things that were cool. Fuck, I don't know. They're all together as one movie to me.
That'll happen. Yeah, if I take a long flight, if I go beyond 2, same thing. More than 2 of anything. 2 basketball games, they blur. 2 movies are all the same genre. Forget about it.
You know, I actually figured out. My wife showed me that I can have Netflix, so I can use that on the plane, and I accidentally ordered a horror movie that that had subtitles. I had to read it.
I wish you could trade movies out on your
told you
iTunes account.
What do you mean, Dingo?
Like there's some movies you wish you didn't buy.
Veronica, Michael. I watched Veronica, and then on the way home, on drugs, I watched Babadook.
What's Babadook?
You don't know the Babadook?
Oh,
No.
man, Babadook's a casual horror movie that's fun for all the kids.
Right.
When I say all the kids, it's not a kid movie at all. There's a kid in it, he's fucking annoying as hell.
Yeah,
Looks good.
It would be one of
But
the
it's an Outback movie.
one of the more terrible movies you could show to a child, really.
I'm a fucking ghost, mate. Babadook.
Yeah. It's if a really creepy book showed up on a child's bookshelf promising to murder everybody in the house. That's the premise of Babadook. Among the worst children's movies ever made, I would say.
It's terrifying. Very scary movie.
Yeah.
I was gonna say before I forget, Punchy. I was had a meeting with Ellis Mania 15. It's coming very soon. Tickets on sale soon, but I don't know if Oxycontin John is around. I know he hits me up on Snapchat every now and then, but we wanna pick another person to come out, and I wanna see if John wants to be a part of picking that person, and of course, flying him out as well.
Look at that.
That's what I do.
Making dreams come true.
If he's available, you know what I mean? So August 24th through 26th, John, if you're available, hit us up. We'll get you out here, and then of course we're gonna have a thing on social media where sending a video of why you think it's a good idea that we should fly you to Ellis Mania and get your hotel room, and we'll fucking do it, Dingo.
Oh yeah, you're man of your word.
That's right. And then I got to have this porn star come in because
I got a question.
Word on the street is that the porn star that's fighting the other porn star is tiny, Michael.
Is she?
Well, that word on the street is that maybe the girl that's fighting Ryan Keeley might not realize what she's getting into. So I sent her an email today saying that could she come on the show because I want to make sure that this is a fair fight.
Yeah, well, we ought to size her up.
Right. Go ahead, Dingo. You were saying.
Are you going to be healthy?
Yes, I'm going to be probably. Illegal, but this is not the UFC. But I'm going to be.
So you're not going to pass the fitness test.
No. Me and Joe Rogan are about even. I would say on the how many drugs we're on to stay existing. Yeah, I'm not getting into anything. But I don't have a main event. I don't think I have to do the main event because we have so many other fights. So I think that me and I think his name's Mike. I forgot the guy that knocked me out. That was just on the card if there was no other fights, but there's 12 fights right now, and I have to lose a couple. Right? But I am finding out today if everything's okay on the Batman and the Batgirl fight. Hard Rock's checking into having people obviously swinging upside down.
Oh yeah. They got loopholes they're probably to get through to have the fire safety sign off on that.
Right, and then like today or tomorrow is the end of the tricycle thing. Whether that happens or not is we'll that'll be decided the next 2 days so that we can move on with all the rest of it. So, still send your videos in, girls. I think we need like 4 more girls for the musical chair fight. ellismania15@gmail.com. Little guys, there's no more big dudes. If you're a big dude you want to fight at Ellis Mania, maybe it's a better idea just to watch. I could organize another event, Michael, where it's just like a trucky driver kind of, like a... And just like we could go on the road, and 10 of them would show up to each event and be a part of all the events that we've already made up in boxing, like
in like a Jello ring.
The first email when I said send an email, there was I don't know, man, like 8 250-pound dudes that were just like, I don't know how to fight, ready to go.
Yeah,
I'm like, holy shit! I feel, and they're everywhere. 250-pound American, Canadian. dudes are
Studs.
listening to the show, ready to bang it out, to the point where I feel like we could travel to small venues and there'd be like 35 big dudes that would show up with beers and they'd be like, oh, what do you want me to dress as a lady? Fucking beat this guy up? Or hockey gear? Which one? Oh, like, they're just everywhere. Some killers out there.
Just go from roadhouse to roadhouse watching fight events.
Right? Some really... I got a lot of respect for the people that sent some emails. Because I can tell. No fighting and just wanting to be a part of it. It's a cool thing. You won't regret it, though. You will be... it'll be a show of shows. This thing is going to be fucking gigantic. It's kind of weird. This one's making it easy, you know?
Yep.
That's good. Did you see the UFC fights? You must have if you were hanging around.
Sounds like a no.
No, I don't think I did. I think I was...
Busy?
The hotel room didn't play it. So, yeah, I just saw highlights. That dude's amazing.
Which guy?
Marlon Moraes?
Yeah. He's such a weird... He reminds me of the movie, the Predator movie, Prometheus.
Ooh, it's a good movie.
I love Prometheus.
Me too.
He's like a Prometheus man.
Ooh.
Except he's like a midget. But he looks like the alien guys in Prometheus. You know the guy that drinks the shit and dissolves into the waterfall, Kevin?
Yeah, they're called like engineers or something like that.
Oh, okay, yeah. He's like a mini engineer.
Wait, what's Google doing in Canada right now?
Is today Canada Day?
It must be.
Shout out to Canada. Okay, maybe he doesn't. You know what I mean? Just
He does a little bit.
a little bit, right?
Well, he looks like if
That's harsh. Yeah, not exactly, but still, you get what I'm saying.
like find a picture of Andre Agassi today, and he looks like the after picture of if Andre Agassi decided to become more shredded than he's ever been in his entire life.
He's just so shredded. That's the thing, but yeah, he really knocked that. Oh wow,
Yeah,
it's tough, man. It's tough. That's what I've got in store for me. I'm gonna have to beard it out when I get a little older because a bald white guy, you just get round as fuck.
Very
when you get
round.
old. You gotta bring some kind of other shape to your fucking tomato head.
Yeah, your head just goes out.
Yeah, because it just goes out. Oh,
He also has very both these guys,
fuck.
both these guys have very dark eyebrows, which have a bit of like a Groucho Marx effect on a bald man.
Yeah, it's a weird look.
Yeah, it's strange to me when like every now and again Andrew will choose to go completely clean shaven, and it just does not work in this present day.
No, you're not sure which way, if he's upside down or
Exactly.
not.
It'll come around. That used to be okay, and I'm sure it'll be okay again, but we live in such a facial hair era that bald guys just you gotta fucking grow out the labret. Like just you gotta do something. Get the weird Mick Mars mustache where you're just doing the edges of your lips and nothing in the middle, like reverse Hitler.
And shit around your lips is the sketchiest facial hair ever. Jason, welcome to the show. What's up?
Just laughing my ass off, brother. I emailed you as well. I'm a 41-year-old, 265-pound retired Marine. I was a black belt martial arts instructor for him. And when I emailed you, my wife's like, what are you going to do? You're going to go out there and get the shit kicked out of you. Do you miss just beating the fuck out of people that bad that you'd rather just go out there and beat the shit out of people? I was like, yes, that's exactly what I wanted to do.
Are you the guy that does sidekicks and shit in your video?
No. It was just me and my wife. We just did in a simple video. Nothing, no beating up or anything like that.
Oh, wow. It's going to be... You're in the musical chair fight, right? Yeah. The musical chair fight for the heavyweights is going to be the craziest fight of the night, I think. Because it's everybody's this dude. Just giant dudes. 1 minute. Good luck, dude.
Oh, yeah. I just want to call and say thanks, Jason.
Yeah.
These events are awesome.
Well, thanks for being a part of it, man. You're the one that's making it awesome.
Thanks, brother.
All right, later, mate. Yeah.
Well, whatever happens with Ellis Mania 15, it's probably going to be a more exciting event than Mariah Carey's upcoming Vegas residency.
What?
Or say ticket sales are a disaster.
Oh.
What happened? Thought she was...
I think she's...
Is that from when she got a little bit pudgy and decided not to sing that song on New Year's?
I think it's been a little bit more... I think it was...
Or has it been a gradual thing?
It's been a gradual... I think it's been a spiral for a long time.
Has it?
Yeah. Mariah, I think she's been a mess for 3 years.
No, but I mean popularity, ticket sales and whatnot. She hasn't always been like something you can bank on?
I don't know, man. I feel like it got sloppy for her. Like, she had a reality show on E for a minute that didn't last long. She had that drunken collapse in China or Asia somewhere.
Wait, what?
She was drunk on stage and, like, fell off stage or something in Asia.
This I don't recall.
Yeah, no, it's a thing.
I do remember a video where she's getting very, very big and, like, could barely move and stuff.
And then the New Year's Eve thing was 2 years ago now. And then I feel like I haven't really heard much.
What happens when you have a Vegas show and tickets don't sell?
Well,
Do they cancel
They give them away to the gamblers.
Well, the gamblers get them, the hotels would get them, but I think
so
Vegas
she just keeps doing the shows.
If she has a contract to do the shows, unless they wrote something in.
No, you should get upfront. Be upfront money for sure.
Oh, okay.
But like, I think also now the Vegas thing is so many people are doing it. There's a lot more options now.
I know, but when you, as a business, the Mariah Carey business, when Tully says, which means the rest of the media is saying that her tickets aren't selling. Well, that tells me that I'm not hiring her, or if I did, it wouldn't be for anywhere near the money that I originally planned on. And this is kind of the end.
Yeah, well,
you hear that, right?
But you're probably not getting. Like, it's a sad thing, but it's probably like when Elvis was at the end of his run. She just doesn't give a fuck.
Well, isn't she married to a bazillionaire now? So it doesn't.
No, he left.
Oh wow.
The Aussie left.
Wait, but does she get a piece when she does these things or no?
I doubt that. I think she would have a lot of fucking money.
I think she's fine money wise.
Isn't there like a weird, doesn't she spend like hundreds of thousands of dollars on like hair and makeup every day or something?
Yeah, she does have big spending habits, and those things don't tend. Yeah, and those things don't tend to. You're not going to stop that, especially when you have the cash flow.
I remember a long time ago, I've said it 1,000 times, that Elton John apparently $20,000 a day on flower arrangements in his house.
Yeah,
and I'm like, you guys, $20,000 a day.
It's a little out there, John.
If you don't fucking play, like, what else is going down the drain there? And Mariah Carey seems like the kind of person that it's like a fucking Hammer Time shit, where all of a sudden it's like, hey, your fucking monthly, thing that you have to pay and how much money you make now is not a good move. It's the end of you.
Yeah, and I think the way that money works is like once you get used to having a certain amount of money, it becomes the new normal.
Yeah.
It's very easy to move forward in lifestyle. It's fucking painful.
To go back. Who's funny?
For the most balanced of person,
and
regardless of Mariah Carey.
I'll never forget it. Was it Larry King? Did you interview Larry King?
Mm-hmm.
The Larry King interview you did, he talked about every time he made a certain amount of money, he would spend more. So he was always overspending. Even when he was making the big thing, he was continuously always overspending as you go up. And I think a lot of people do that.
Yeah, and for many people, and we've heard this a lot of times with pro athletes, getting a lot of money is the worst thing that can happen to them because they always spend everything they have and then some. But when you have $3,000 in the bank, it's very hard to go waste $100 million because nobody's gonna fucking front you that.
Yeah.
But when you have $100 million, it's not hard to spend $140 million.
Yeah.
So, traditionally, Vegas has been for decades the place where people who are kind of washed up go, and you can say she's fallen off, but how hot was Celine Dion when she announced that she was doing a fucking 3?
Yeah, but I bet you Celine Dion was more. I don't. Professional.
I'm interested to know how. Wait, Celine Dion still is she selling the joint out every time?
I don't know if that's still happening, but it had been a long time since she'd had a hit when she did that Titanic.
But I also think she broke the mold.
Yeah, when's
is
the last
Britany
time
in right now?
No, I know for a fact that she has taken a break. But she's going to redo it again. She sells out her shows
because she was selling it out.
And yeah.
And when's the last time that she had a hit? I'm just saying.
Right.
I'm just saying, like this.
Yeah, you're right.
Vegas is usually the place that people who were
that's
cool
bad,
10
dude.
years ago go.
If Britney's banging it out and Mariah's not, that's bad.
Yeah.
Because she should be in the exact same realm as old douches in Vegas go to the show.
But maybe Britney Spears.
She bounced. No way age difference. If you like, you can like both of them. You've got words out. You're not going to get a good show.
Yep.
Because Britney's had fuck ups, but the last time she made a showing, she came with a white snake, and she's made comebacks. You think that you're going to get you don't know. You're not like. Oh, I think anybody that talks about Mariah Carey now is like, oh, did you see the fat? Did you see the gave up? Did you see the dress? Like she's been pretty well covered in being a steaming pile of shit.
And I think there's also the X factor of like the reason why certain people become movie stars is because they have like a charisma that just pops. You know, they're just as attractive as other people. They're just as good as or bad an actor as other people. They just really pop on screen. Britany has a weird sort of charisma that appeals to a lot of people. I think there's a lot of people who felt, you know, the Leave Britney Alone guy was obviously over the top, but there were a lot of people who felt really attached to her because she went down the tubes and kind of got it back on track. I think she's perceived as being a more fun, likable person than Mariah Carey is. There's a lot of shit that's like completely outside of your control. People just kind of like Britney Spears in a way that they've never really loved Christina Aguilera.
Maybe Nick Cannon is a bad move. Nobody likes that guy. You're super weird for having sex with that guy.
Yeah, that was not a good look for anybody.
That's just like such a product thing. It's like he's like the Black Carson Daly. Like, what is that? What is that guy? You know? Wait, are you his friend? Energizing. Whatever. He's a great guy, innovator. Yeah.
Well, he's like one of those people. Like
Nick's dorky. I like.
Carson and
I spent a bit of time with him. He's not. You know, he's like when I spent time with him, he was hardworking. Like the time I did like a meeting with him, and he was filming the Wild and Out show. He was filming the Wild and Out show. He'd take a break, and then he'd do like he's doing like some Comedy Central countdown. He was just continuously working. Like they'd take breaks. Yeah. He would go to another camera and do a countdown. Then he'd sit down and do a meeting.
He was working so hard he had to have women brought to his trailer so he could fuck them there because he didn't have time to get away from the set.
Whatever he's doing.
Right.
I admire his work ethic. I don't like his.
This sounds like a black Ryan Seacrest or a black Carson Daly.
Yeah.
They get the job done. They're perfect. You put a microphone in front of them. They go, "Hey guys, whoa, crazy night! Oh my god, this show is sick. Are you ready to keep it going?"
He fucked himself in the.
See, I almost punched Michael in the head for him pretending to be that.
But like exactly what Jason said, he fucked himself from the beginning, and yeah, the guy, the first time he hung out with her, he fucking put her name on his back. Like it was fucking cheesy.
Yeah, because he realized that that's a power move for an untalented guy. Nail that bitch to your back.
Yeah.
And ride it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and indulge your smothering fetish in the meantime.
But I'm sure he's a great guy.
Anybody
who's a friend with Dingo is a
sure
friend of mine.
One thing that might have helped Mariah Carey is I think they may have just booked her into too big of a venue. If
Oh.
they put her in a smaller one and she was selling it out, then we wouldn't be talking about
yeah,
it.
well then maybe people were just trying to make her look bad.
What
She's
did
doing fun.
What did they put her in the T-Mobile?
She is at the Coliseum at Caesar's Palace. I think the capacity is like 4,300. And
That's
her publicist is just like, I don't know who starts these awful rumors, but we'll see you at the shows if you can get a ticket.
I see what you did
there. They say
there.
tickets are still available for opening night of this long residence.
Yeah. How long?
3 months.
That's not that long. Does it say how much money she got?
I do not know how much money she got.
Usually they disclose that. To Mariah's show, it sounds like we won't have a problem getting in.
That's what I'm saying. If there's tickets available, maybe we should go.
Or help her out.
Heckle her or something. Just keep buying a ticket every night. Wear a different outfit and just say some, like maybe like have a lot of popcorn or some like smell some burgers. Just throw her off. Like a lot of smelly foods.
She might like the burgers.
That's what I'm saying. She'll come over and try to eat them. I don't know why you bother anymore.
What's her big song? And what's her big song?
What?
Yeah, keep going.
No, that's not Mariah Carey. I was just
Isn't it?
thinking, no.
Okay, well then what was it? What? Name one Mariah Carey.
That's what I've been trying to do, like in my head, for the last 10 minutes.
Nah, it's been about 3 seconds. But anyway, you don't know one song that she did.
Nah. Fucking like a Christmas jingle remix or something, maybe. Like that's what she's been making money for lately, I hear.
Easily her most lucrative song out of her catalog is All I Want for Christmas.
Yeah.
Right.
To the extent that she might even fucking wedge it into a show in July.
She sure does it.
It's easily her. Yeah, some snow starts falling. She's like, oh, guys, can you believe it?
Snowing in Vegas! Oh.
Her stuff's forgettable. She has like fucking 30 top 10 hits, and yeah, it's hard to remember. They're all sweet.
But when were they? The 90s were all of her hits? She had any 2000 hits? Or was it J-Lo kind of took over?
You really don't know nothing?
Nah, fuck no.
I mean...
She's old, dude. She's not that young.
And she did some shit with Old Dirty that was probably the coolest thing she did.
She did have one hit that was sort of...
I think he fucked her, and that was like how...
That's pretty fucking cool.
She has had one hit that was sort of comebacky in the last 10 years. That We Belong Together piece of shit.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was originally called "You Are My Everything," and it was a forgettable '90s pop song, and then she just stole it. And I don't think people seem to have noticed that.
Yeah, it's weird, Michael.
You belong to me. We belong together, and that was like a big hit.
Oh yeah.
It sucks. The song it ripped off sucked.
Yeah, she sucks.
She
I've
totally
always
sucks.
hated her. And I mean, you know, not hate, but I mean, I've always never been a fan of that person. Ever since I saw her like at Cribs, where she had her own popcorn machine, you could tell she just like bite your arm off to get in that popcorn machine. I'm like, I'm not a fan. You know, I'm not a fan of that. You're a great singer and you've been really popular, and you gave up on fighting reality. You just were like, fuck it, I'm just gonna be this giant thing for the rest of my days. So and it's fun. I see her as me living with her, and I cringe. That's how I've always seen her.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm living with her. Feedback, give us some stuff, baby. And I just knew she'd be so sinister.
Yeah, drunk as shit too, I bet, the whole
Beating
time.
me up.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
in the middle of the night trying to eat my toes.
Yeah.
I don't remember hearing about this at the time. So that she was married to Aussie guy James Packer.
Yeah, that's the billionaire.
Supposedly, she quietly had to sell the 35 carat diamond engagement ring.
She sold it?
Dude.
What a cunt.
Dingo. Pretty gnarly though, right?
Yeah, like, come on. He gave her a 35. He's fucking rich. That guy is.
I know, but still, like, what's your...
It was widely reported to be worth $10 million. And of course, everybody has a vested interest in making it sound like it's more valuable than it is. Everybody looks good when it's... A confidentiality agreement was signed. Jeweler is currently selling it. There's only one such ring, so it appears to be the ring that either is or was for sale for $2.1 million.
Probably got a mill for it or something. I mean, this is the game... Dude, you're falling in love with... You're proposing to Mariah Carey. I mean, you knew what was going on. This is a fucking joke.
Oh, he probably just wanted it. He
just want to bang her, and he's like, "This ring means nothing to me. I got so much money. Here's a ring, you dingbat."
Maybe he wanted a bit of taste of the fame too.
Yeah, he probably took her to dinner and then flew her in a helicopter, made her suck it, and he was like, "Look at me, small time nerd. Now, I'm in New York getting blown by Mariah Carey. Here's your ring, you dingbat."
Well, even if he didn't care, care about Mariah Carey, even if he didn't like her in the slightest, a lot of people will make a lot of money. And what did he make his money in? It wasn't.
His father. They own Media Australia. They own all the casinos. They are Australia.
A lot of people with money will buy access to cool shit. I knew a guy who was working in art sales, and he got disillusioned with his job because he quickly figured out that the way that industry works is you have a guy who's like, yeah, maybe I have about $5 million to spend. Maybe I'll get a Picasso or something. I don't know. Let me think about it. And in the meantime, you're like, well, I am going to this amazing exclusive party tonight. Maybe you want to come with me while you think about it. And this guy started to feel like he was almost like a party whore. That he wasn't really selling art. He was selling rich, boring guys access to shit that they couldn't get into if they weren't in the market for art.
Yeah.
And you're going to get into certain places with Mariah Carey just because she's Mariah Carey.
Right.
Blow me.
But then you got to hear...
Yeah, but then you got to hang out with Mariah Carey.
And then you got to hear her talk. God, she sucks.
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody go see her show.
We'll be going.
I want to do a show from her show.
Yes. Well.
Can you keep it down, Mariah? I'm trying to take a phone call.
Speaking of the world of art, there was a fire
at
a gallery in London. London's Hayward Gallery. Reason being, some of the art essentially exploded.
Somebody put a bomb in there?
No.
That makes no sense.
The artwork is a bunch of jewels stuck into dead fish. And I guess this
the fish heated up or something?
So the art's several years old at this point. Wow. The first time they displayed it, people were just like, that's really fishy, you got to get it out of here. So what they did is they placed the fish in potassium permanganate.
Yeah! They made a bomb.
Yeah.
That took 7 years to go off.
It's kind of complicated to explain how, but yes, it spontaneously combusted.
Wow.
And diamonds flew out everywhere.
I don't know about that. It was
Well, jewels would have been flying out everywhere.
Something like that. They made it look like, the best I can tell looking at it, it looks like a pin cushion. Like they stuck jewelry shit on pins inside of a bunch of fish.
And fish bombs went off.
Yes.
Crazy. How bad's that smell?
Probably among the worst ones ever.
Yeah, right?
Or I don't know, can the smell just go away? Like how bad would it...
No, because the thing that made it explode is the smell.
Well, how bad would it be if you blew up a bunch
It's like those whales that pop.
Oh.
But if you blew up 10-year-old dog shit, how bad is that smell? The smell's pretty much gone by then, right?
Nice.
Yeah, but you can't do that because that's powder. That fish isn't powder yet. Oh, okay, maybe it is.
Disintegrates.
No, he's saying there's no actual
If you blew up a 10-year-old dead dog.
Yeah, but dude, if it blew up, then there must be some sort of moisture in there.
No, it's definitely the stuff that they put it in that caused the explosion.
Because he's right. If it's not moist, it won't smell, right? It'll just disintegrate and.
I don't know. It can be not moist and still smell. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Let's get the fish bucket out.
Come on, painkillers, get off me.
Speaking of seafood.
Yeah.
Did you see the video of the crayfish escaping from a bowl of soup?
No.
Really?
What?
You did?
No.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, hold on. Give me a second.
Make me
Wait,
see.
he was still.
Make me see like I'm missing world news.
He was in the soup.
Alive?
Yeah.
Well, how the fuck did he get it? Is he totally reporting about a fucking zombie that escaped from a soup?
Jesus Christ.
If the crayfish came out of the soup, he's fucking alive.
I'm just making sure, dude. I don't know the story.
Did you see the dead crayfish walk out of somebody's soup the other day? That'd be pretty fucking spectacular, wouldn't it?
It would be.
But still, I don't understand. I'm a little bit with Dingo. A little bit, not fully. How are you an alive crayfish in the soup?
So it's in China. And I think it's like a delicacy kind of thing to serve this sizzling hot soup with live.
So you know you're getting live seafood.
Yes, I think
it's not like a weird oh shit.
Usually they burn alive in there and he pulls them out and eats them, but this one jumped. Is that what's this more or less what happened?
Yeah, I'm trying to get it to load, but yeah, you can see that crayfish he's on, and you can see it's like a metal hot pot kind of thing. So it's hot in there. And this guy, if this video will move, just fucking makes a run for it. And I'm not exactly sure why this happened, but it's not as if its claw was stuck, but maybe its claw just got really, really hot. And the crayfish decided that it needed to lose a claw.
Oh, no, man.
He ripped it off!
You'd be surprised, A, how quickly a crayfish can make that decision, and B, more so, how quickly it can execute that upon making that decision. Look at this. You gotta go, claw.
Because it's melted.
Oh my savage!
It was melted and stuck to the bowl. He got it off to get out of there.
Fucking savage!
He freed himself to cut his own arm off.
Can I say that again?
That's
yes,
why
you can.
Because I'm plant-based. We can't do it anymore.
Oh, I could eat this guy.
He's so bummed.
I think they let him go.
It's like that movie 24 Hours, except it happened in 3 seconds.
Oh my god!
Yeah, right. The mountain climber guy.
Yeah. Or 72 hours, whatever the fuck.
72 hours.
This guy did it in 3 minutes.
3 seconds. Jesus Christ!
Sucky thing about that is, dude probably just picked him up and put him in the bowl.
No, he said he brought him home and put him in an aquarium or something.
He did? He saved him? Wow. Sometimes you gotta fucking
He's dead now for sure.
get rid of an arm to live an extra day. An extra day's an extra day, Jason.
Shit, when you're that guy, what a spectacular day you're having.
How good is the best crayfish day?
I don't know, maybe when you're in DC, it's probably fun.
I don't have a lot of sympathy for shellfish. As I said before, as a general rule of thumb, any animal that's willing to live on top of and below 4 or 5 of its fellow species members, it's just not an animal that has a lot going on.
Any guy that's willing to chop his own arm off to get out of the bowl, I'm not eating.
It's a guy I'll party with on a Friday.
Right, no, he's good pay. Yeah, I didn't bring that up. Good point.
One other bit of UFC news. We were talking last week or the week before about KGB Lee.
Oh, yeah. What's going on with her?
She, it's not so much her as her husband. They
Uh-oh.
went out and did some outdoor summertime activities, and they posted the photos on Instagram.
What'd they do?
And some close Instagram viewers noticed that her husband has at least 2 Nazi tattoos.
Where?
What?
Yeah. So.
Where?
Is there a close up? Yeah, there's a swastika.
Oh, I see that.
Spider web.
I mean, are we sure about that? Someone didn't.
Yeah, it's real. It's definitely real. And then somebody also noticed.
Oh
on his
God,
photo
he has the. Oh
he has the
God.
SS.
Jesus, dude, you're done.
And he says,
Far out. Oh yeah, okay.
yeah. Well, they're like.
What did he say?
Okay.
A long time ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
She tweeted, "Neither one of us are racist. We have an Asian and a black guy that live with us. Oh my gosh, guys. It's a tattoo he got when he was in prison. Get over yourselves. He covers them up all the time. We happen to have a leg day and it makes an appearance. Sensitive ass motherfuckers." There's a lot of snowflakes out there who
Why wouldn't you?
Who just assume the worst about a guy who has
Why wouldn't you?
swastika and
What?
chest tattoos.
Why? If we're acknowledging that he doesn't want it, why isn't it covered up?
I mean, that is some like fair to fire back at people.
That's
It's
ridiculous.
crazy.
And somebody asked him, I think on Instagram, "Do you have a swastika tattoo?" And he said, "In fact, I have many tattoos that are racist in nature. However, my heart has no tattoo on it. I can't undo what I did, and I'm very respectful in public, always wearing long sleeves. But
You
I've
can
gotten
totally
caught
undo it.
Yeah, like you fucking covered up.
in short sleeves, in pictures on occasion. Understand this: my tattoos or my criminal history do not define who I am almost 20 years later. If you want to put that label on me, then go right ahead. I know, and all who know me know, who and what I am, and my tattoos have nothing to do with the person that lives in this body today."
Oh.
That's the best explanation.
They're only, I mean, I can't say all of them,
ridiculous.
but they just look like little tattoos that would only take a second just to cover it. I mean, the little swastika thing, you could just fill it up.
Yeah, could have turned that SS into a KGB.
It's so easy to just... I mean, if he gets
You
enough...
just pivot from Nazi Germany to communist Russia, and you're really clear.
Does he have like a weird staff thing where he can no longer get another tattoo? Because if he is going to get another tattoo, if it isn't covering those, he's still a racist.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
I mean, their answers are very bad.
I mean, you've got to... Yeah, get the fuck over it. It's just a swastika tattoo.
That's their defense.
Fuck you guys. How about that?
Do you think
I don't want to get over it.
Is there anybody listening right now who is just a fun-loving guy with a couple of Nazi tattoos?
Yeah.
Phones are lighting up. We'll be back. What we doing, Kevin?
What's up? This is what are we doing?
What are we doing?
The Rockstar game.
What's that?
Tully's got it prepared. I think it's the kind of like one of those quiz type things where you're presented with multiple choice and one's true.
You sure that's what we're doing?
that was what was on the rundown.
Okay.
Did you miss that exchange? It's like the, Seagal, Prince, something.
That song sounds awesome.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I figured after I was listening to it, you know what? Yeah, I would make something out of that, and you're welcome to. At least like a lot of the work is done, so it's kind of easier to put together something, and maybe either Patterson can mix it or send it out to that drummer guy and put live drums on it. So.
That's a really cool song.
Just when it goes to that rap section, it's so funny to me, and it sounds good. I like that.
I have a friend who's got like a couple of classic cars, and he'll go and
Yeah.
in the parking lot.
Yeah,
kind
they
of
all
shit.
meet up,
Those
yeah.
those are
And it was just cool, like
50s,
cruising
60s.
downtown, like in all those old buildings too. Like put the black and white on there, and it looks like
yeah. No, that's the spot to do it for sure. For sure.
Has anyone seen Evil Genius yet? Netflix?
No, a couple of my buddies did, and they said it was amazing.
Like the new Making a Murder.
Oh, I did watch that, yeah.
Oh yeah. But the cane the guy had, there was a shotgun with the cane.
Crazy story. I don't remember it at all.
I remember.
Do you?
Live read coming back?
Yeah.
How long have I got?
3 minutes.
Hey, Michael, who's Kelly Carlin?
George Carlin's daughter.
Okay.
The Rockstar quiz is Jason, Dingo, and me facing off?
Yep.
Word.
So is it Canada Day? Is that why Google's doing that?
Let's see.
I never really make it to the Google homepage.
Now, that's July 1st.
I usually just type whatever I'm
up the top there,
Googling into the
exactly.
search bar.
Yeah, I'm sure it's some Canadian holiday, but it is not Canada Day. I'm really surprised that they did not answer their bat signal of somebody. Like, if you say on air, "What's the blank blank blank?" What Canada? You usually get 15 answers. Nobody's told me shit.
Okay. What is happening right now? Game?
Yep.
Will be a part of it or not?
He doesn't have to be. He would know too many of the answers, and he was kind of around us putting it together.
All right. So it's just us? You in, Kevin?
Yeah, Kevin.
Yeah, I'll be competing against you and Dingo.
All right, I've got to fucking... God damn it.
I'll come in once I start or after you finish the live stream.
Okay, doke.
When you live in the country or in a small town, you know a few things that city types don't. Things like which back roads flood, the best fishing spots, the owner of your hardware store, and the country's best 3A quarterback. You don't know anybody who's a quarterback, do you, Dingo?
Personally?
Good. You also know the way things ought to be done. Right, Dingo?
Yes.
Yeah. Dish was built to serve small town America, like you, Dingo. And because of that, they share your small town approach. Talk straight, like you, Dingo. Deal fair, like you, Dingo. And most of all, they listen, like you do, Dingo. Dish knows what they know that when you're out past the last cable line, you make an even stronger connections. And so they strive to present real choices and provide real service. The kind that you don't just expect, but deserve. In small towns, you take care of each other. So let Dish take care of you. With the latest technology, professional installation, better programming, and first-rate service from a retailer that lives and support your community. Dish listens. That's how they stay tuned into you.
Couple of minor stumbling blocks with the rebooted Crow movie we were discussing recently. The director has quit.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he died. I was like, the curse of the dragon!
Well, it's not too late for him to die.
Okay, good.
For the time being, he merely quit.
Right.
5 weeks before production was scheduled to start, and so has the film's lead actor, Jason Momoa.
Why?
He quit too.
Because he knew it was going to suck a ball.
Did they, was that like the Jerry Maguire movement? They're like, we fucking coming with us? Nobody came, or they just fucking out?
From what I hear, they brought on some producer who is, from what I hear, difficult and chock full of bad ideas, and had a lot of control in the project, and they were just like,
so who brought this producer in?
I don't know. It's weird how things work like that. There's a lot of things that just get tanked by one person's bad ideas that they force into things.
What's the budget on a movie like this?
I imagine a Crow reboot would get somewhere around like 80 to 100 million.
It's a big budget.
That would be my guess.
It's a big budget.
Not massive by today's standards, but yeah.
Does that mean it's over?
Probably, at least for now.
Back to the drawing board. So a production company owns the rights to it, so it's going to have to go through them.
I mean, they could just fire that guy and bring everybody back, right? Or is it too late? It doesn't work like that?
I think that guy might own... His name is... I'm assuming this is who you're referring to, Kevin. Samuel Hadida?
Well, if it's Samuel L. Jackson.
And this article refers to Davis Films as his company.
Okay.
Which owns the rights to the movie and is financing the project. So he would have to... It wouldn't be unheard of, for example, for a sports team owner to fuck things up and then realize that they were the problem and just get out of everyone's way.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I wonder if he was like, you know what, wow.
Yeah.
If everybody's that... Because I would think that if I was that guy. And I'm like, wait, everybody on the movie thinks that everything I'm doing is a terrible idea? Maybe I should... let them. I mean, that is their job. I'm not Jason. Ow, fuck.
Are you okay?
Sorry, I just flinched my leg.
I just watched you put things down your pants, and it didn't. They lit up. Like, they look fun, but it doesn't look like you're having fun over there.
Yeah, I'm alright.
It
You
must
sure?
be pretty fucked. The movie was supposed to be released in October of 2019. So for the lead actor and the director to say this is too fucked to get it ready for a year and a half from now, it must be pretty fucked.
Yeah, he must be just saying like the worst things ever.
My roommate is a massive fan of The Crow.
Yeah.
And when he's into shit, he studies every single aspect of it. And he was talking to me about it last night, saying that I guess this guy, the producer that kind of tanked things and drove everybody away, it's not the first time this has happened, which is really strange.
Wait, he does this?
That's what my roommate was telling me. That like,
Yeah, but
this guy is kind of known for being a little toxic, and not the first time something like this has happened.
I feel like that's what we live in now. It's these rich people that finance the movies, so they micromanage, and they're paying these directors and actors to do it, but they think they can do everything, and it's their project, and I'm sure this happens a lot more than what we hear about.
I know that people got a lot of money, but still, if I was the director and the star left, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm always under this belief that if you had that much money, there's something going off in your brain that works. You know?
Maybe
assuming you made it.
Yeah, maybe he's good at selling like corn or something.
Good point, Dingo. If he's only good at selling corn, then yeah, he's not going to be the greatest director or star of this movie.
Fucking Hollywood producers hucking corn on the side.
I mean, he's used to corn. This is The Crow, not corn.
Let me tell you how to handle this in the court.
So The Crow shows up with the tractor, right? Starts plowing corn.
But my reasoning for saying that is there's so much outside money now where people that have money finance films. It's like a thing, you know? It's like, unless it's that big studio, unless they're making the Marvel, the Avengers, or the fucking, like, those movies where the studios are putting all their money into, it's outside money financing these films for up to $100 million more to try and get their bang, to try and, you know, make that money. It's like, I think in the film industry, if you can make it work, it's an easy place to make money.
Well, I think it's also, like I was saying in the last segment, when people make a bunch of money, say, for example, in corn, they've got all the money in the world, but it's kind of fucking boring, and you're not getting, like, yes, there's a lot of dime pieces that'll sleep with you because of your corn billions.
Yeah,
but they'd be a lot more into it if you were a film producer with billions.
In Hollywood, right, Michael?
This is one of the things people try to do. If I'm not mistaken, Ron Burkle?
Ron Burkle, I know Ron Burkle.
Made his money with Ralph?
Yes, he's the Ralph man.
Supermarkets. A lot of money. Not the coolest thing ever.
No.
Burkle starts dabbling in film production.
Yep.
This is a thing that...
Now he hangs out with Wahlberg and Tony Hawk, and he hangs out with all the big names.
It's
I blame women.
Everybody kind of gets movies a little bit. So, you know, you don't make your money in supermarkets and then all of a sudden decide that you know how to design a spaceship. But everybody feels like, I like movies. I've got some ideas.
Yeah. Well, it's like, you know, the Friday night with the Ralph man is not as exciting as a Friday night with the movie man and Mark Wahlberg as your friend.
Yeah, but see, that's why all those movies are all full of shit. But it's not like it's a bad time, because there's movies everywhere that aren't full of shit, that didn't have a bunch of fucking soda pop sponsor it to make it come true. So, sure, there's sorry, Kevin, but there's a bunch of comic book movies that you can all enjoy that cost billions of dollars, and the budget and the effects is great. But I still get to watch umpteen movies that I didn't even know existed that are solid as fuck. So it's not like it ate the movie world. To me, I think there's more movies now, really good movies too, to choose from than ever. They kind of make those classics not seem that good.
No, I'm with you, man. Netflix is just passing the pace up now. We're getting so much better content from the way that it's gone, you know?
I just think all the ones that get awards and all the ones that everyone talks about is kind of the things that, it's sort of like, same with music. You listen to what's popular and you kind of get a little sad about, society, but it's not everybody listens to Tech 69 guy, and not everybody needs to see fucking the Avengers or whether Superman's cool or not. There's a whole bunch of other people that are just like, no man, I like, like legit music, and I go to a movie, it doesn't have to have a superhero. Still got some of those movies are good too. I'm just saying that I don't know what a budget, that it make no sense to me. I just, when you say this is a very cheap movie, I'm like, if I can't tell that it's so shit that it's like one of my movies, then I'm okay with it. I don't need the slow-mo octopus to fucking catch the bullet. Like, I don't fucking care.
Like Super Troopers 2, I think they raised like $13 or $14 million to make it.
Yeah.
And then I think it made in the box office. No, I want to see it. We could go see it again. We'll watch it together.
That was really funny.
But I think it doubled their. They ended up with like $30 million in the box office or something.
But once again, you're looking at it like, they spend that, they didn't make that much. If you talk about all the other movies, I'm like, so it's not about that. Like, to me, it's like two different animals, and you're putting them in the same boat. It's like pop music, pop culture versus the real shit.
I mean, it happens a lot, I think, with studio comedies, where a lot of jobs that have a lot of power will sometimes just be handed out through privilege. Like, someone's nephew will get a junior exec job, and they'll get put on their first movie, and they'll think like, oh, I have to put my thumbprint on this project. I can't just look at a script and be like, actually, this is pretty fucking good. All right, roll with it. They have to be, okay, no, you know what you need here is a fucking talking monkey. And then it ruins the movie. That guy will usually get canned, but then some other nephew or niece or some privileged jerk-off will get put in that role and do the same thing again.
Always a monkey?
No, sometimes it's a talking octopus.
Nephews love monkeys.
Was there a nephew in Hereditary? Because that movie exists. That movie's a good movie. I don't think anybody fucked that up too bad. I think the people that planned the movie got what they wanted.
That studio, I think that was done by A24. They're on fire right now, and I think the reason for their success is they probably don't
have a nephew.
Or they're
hire eunuchs.
They're like a studio that respects the vision of the people making it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's always going to exist, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
The bigger a movie is, the more things that can go wrong.
Exactly.
The more like, I think it was the South Park guys I read one time that were like, pretty much for a movie to be awesome, every single person needs to do their job right. Same reason why it's almost as hard to make an awesome movie as a movie that's completely fucking terrible. To make a completely terrible movie, everybody needs to do their job wrong, and usually some people are better than others. Some guy has a good month, some guy's getting divorced, some lady is out of her depth, whatever the issue is. And yeah, I think the small stuff, you can keep it to a core of people who actually know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And there's less money riding on it, so people are less inclined to cover their asses.
That's what I plan to do with the Zombie Beach Party.
I'm waiting for that.
Wait, are we making a movie? What are we doing here?
Don't worry about it, Dingo.
Okay.
Just enjoy the show.
Thanks.
We've got a game.
Okay, good.
Rock stars are disgusting, heinous people.
How dare you?
At least some of them are. And I have collected
what page is it on?
a dozen. No. There's no audio or anything for you to play. A dozen or so rumors about some of the most down and dirty rocker behavior throughout the history of rock and roll. And I'm going to tell you the rumor, and I'm going to give you a couple of options, and you guess which rock star the allegation is associated with. For example, this rock and roll star reportedly paid roadies $100 per fuckworthy groupie they brought him backstage.
Sebastian Bach.
Billy Joel.
Wait. Girls, right?
Girls or guys?
Humans to fuck?
No, I think they were fucking women, and the roadies are probably dudes.
Right. Gotcha.
George Thorogood.
Would he really do that? Oh, BB King.
I'm gonna suck at this game.
Because that would be so surprising.
I wonder, like, how it even developed into the needing the $100 reward. Like, he was probably just... It started like, hey, go find me some hot chicks to fuck. And he was bringing back just, like, walruses. And he's like, all right, I need to sweeten the pot a little bit.
Alice Cooper.
I doubt.
Ooh, that would never get out.
I think it's probably more of a thing of where somebody brought him like a really, really sweet one time, and so he hooked that guy up.
Right.
And then it develops from there.
Okay.
Because usually it's not so much about finding willing girls as it is there's tons and tons of girls, and it's almost like which ones the groupies like backstage in the golden era.
Yeah, this has to be hair metal.
No, it's definitely George Harrison.
Or Vince Neil.
Is it David Lee Roth?
I could see him doing that.
Yeah.
Steven Tyler?
No.
Or Axl Rose?
Oh!
See, I think it's David Lee Ralph because I think he's the biggest piece of shit, and you would also hear about it. I'm sure everybody knew that he was doing that.
Yes,
and I see him with $100 bills giving them to people.
I don't see Axl giving $100 bills to anyone.
Are you high today?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Must be my face bouncing off your face.
I'm torn between Axl and David Lee Roth.
I'm saying David Lee Roth.
I believe it's Ralph.
I could see
Ralph.
him doing that, yeah.
But hey, tomatoes.
Yeah, David Lee Roth.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a point for everybody.
Hey!
Zippity zoppity boobity bobbity jizz.
Okay.
Yeah. Jizz definitely throws a turn.
That's what he says right before he pops in their face.
He's saying that all the way up until when he jizzes, then he puts jizz on the end of it.
Yeah. He's like the Nick Manning of hair metal.
Okay, yeah, I think that one was kind of a gimme. Hopefully the rest of these will be a little bit more challenging. This rocker's daughter was raised with the last name Rundgren for the first 11 years of her life, believing herself to be the daughter of Todd Rundgren, the I don't want to go to work guy.
I don't know. Wait, I don't know who Rundgren.
I'm just fucking.
Work
bang on the drum all day.
I don't want to work. Yeah, I mean he's done like a trillion super respectable things, but that's sort of the song people know by him.
Lionel Richie.
Until she met her iconic father backstage.
Rod Stewart.
Basically, she met her real father and was like, oh, we really look like each other, she pieced it together for herself.
Hey, it's
Andre the Giant.
Is it
Quincy Jones?
Is it Mick Jagger?
Nah.
Is it Steven Tyler?
Yep.
He gets put in a lot, huh?
Or is it going to be coming up a lot? Or is it Rod Stewart?
Rod Stewart.
I'm going to say it's Steven Tyler because I think that...
Good-looking Rod!
I could be wrong, but I think that Steven Tyler's famous daughter met him at a backstage.
Liv Tyler, you're right.
I think Liv Tyler didn't know she was Liv Tyler until
Steven tried to fuck her?
Yeah.
That's not the story that I
Is the game over yet?
Yeah, for the sake of the game, I'll go Mick Jagger.
No, he's right. It's Steven Tyler.
Yeah, you guys are both right. I did not know that. That is...
I knew that.
I
knew that, Michael.
Liv?
Liv.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's Liv. No, that's not.
How crazy is that? And then now you're Liv Tyler and you're in movies.
Armageddon, one of the best movies ever made, dude.
Fuck, you're a
And now you're playing a hot chick in your dad's music video.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if that's how they met.
No, she was 11 when they met. So he waited.
Oh,
He waited 5 whole years before he cast her.
Before he sexualized her in a music video.
Come on, guys. I mean, what was he gonna do? Get her to be his accountant?
Jesus Christ! No wonder why his family hates him.
What are you good at, kid?
Yeah, he only reaches out when you've got something.
I'm good at dancing on cards. Hard.
After performing at Live Aid in 1985, this rocker threw himself a birthday party complete with trolls, ogres, ballerinas, transsexuals, and dwarves with trays of cocaine strapped to their heads.
Elton John.
Elton John's good, though. That's good. Good guess. No, it's Elton John, Billy Joel.
Who's the other one from England that is weird that gets always in trouble? Wears funny hats. He's bald.
Oh, yeah, no.
Jamiroquai.
No. I'm trying to find that party. I know, Boy George.
Boy George!
Yeah,
It's got Boy George written all over it.
Either.
He can't?
Bono.
Bono did not do that part.
Bono does not swing that way.
He does. He
The
just
singer
doesn't-
of Toto.
You don't know.
Singer of Toto.
Was it David Bowie?
Ooh. Oh, that's the greatest party ever.
Was it
Does
Freddie?
Bowie like ogres?
Yes!
Was it
Boga!
Freddie Mercury?
Ooh.
Or was it Robert Plant?
Nah, Bowie.
I think Plant's afraid of ogres.
Who's Plant? You got what song does
Wait,
he
what
do?
were the people dressed like
Real
again?
quick. Dingo, who is Robert Plant?
Yeah, who's Robert? I'm asking who
I'm
Robert.
asking you right back.
I don't know.
Just give it your.
Don't
your
look
best
at me
shot.
like that,
I
Jason.
will look at you like that. You're fucking friends with Ozzy. Like, what the fuck? You don't know who fucking Robert Plant is, you disrespectful fucking... What do they call... What do you...
man.
you
Just make an educated guess. Who do you
Come on,
think
man.
he
Bob
is?
Plant? Nothing?
I just... Banana.
Oh.
Good old Bobby Plant.
Fuck, man. Robert Plant?
So he's in Black Sabbath?
No, man. You're like... What is it? The millennials?
Please keep guessing.
No.
Yeah, no. Yes! Figure it out. We're not
Iron
looking up.
Maiden? No.
No.
Fuck.
Keep going.
I know the song. I can't. I don't know. Yeah, it's in Days and Confused.
I want to throw up my friendship to you right now.
That's fucking unfair. Don't say that. I'll go home a sad man.
Robert Plant!
I came here a happy man. You're gonna make me leave a sad man?
Come on.
I can't.
Okay. Maybe don't guess him then. So after performing in Live Aid, who threw himself a birthday party with all kinds of crazy stuff topped off with dwarves with trays of cocaine strapped to their head? David Bowie, Freddie Mercury, Robert Plant.
Robert Plant. No, I'm going Bowie.
Yeah, Bowie.
That's a point for no one. Freddie Mercury.
Ooh, that was going to be my second
celebrated
guess.
himself in that fashion.
Good for him. He deserved it.
Unlike the other two guys, yeah.
Guys, I feel like the room's.
David Bowie's a hack.
I feel like the room's left me. Are we all still cool?
You're gonna be great from here on out. You're gonna get the rest.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I feel like I'm being bullied on the playground right now, guys. It's kind of fucked up.
Don't worry, we'll get to somebody I don't know, I'm sure.
When this band was off the road and still wanting to bang groupies without their girlfriends finding out, after rehearsal or recording, they would allegedly all go to a restaurant for egg burritos, which they would wipe on their genitals to mask the smell of sex.
Oh my god. Ugh.
311.
Egg burritos.
Egg burritos. The restaurant was called Noggles.
Oasis.
Hooba stank.
Was that Van Halen, Poison, or Motley Crue?
Ooh,
I mean,
sounds
Motley
like
Crue and Poison didn't have girlfriends. It was supposed to just be like, yeah, I fucked everybody. I'm in Motley Crue.
Van Halen were one-woman men?
I know, right? Well, I don't know. More so. Fuck, that's tough. I mean, you know what? This is a goddamn lie, so I'm going to say Motley Crue.
It sounds like a David Lee Roth idea.
Sounds like a fucking...
I gotta get the smell of pussy off of my dick! Anybody got a burrito?
It sounds like a fucking Nikki Sixx.
Yeah, Motley Crue.
I died 75 times.
Motley Crue.
Bag.
I really want it to be Van Halen, so I'm guessing with my heart. Van
Now,
Halen.
this has been corroborated by several members of Motley Crue.
Hey!
Several.
So did they try other burritos before they settled on egg?
I don't know.
So remember the guys that used to sit around and rub burritos on our crotch, man.
These
No
were
one
the
ever
early-
caught us.
These were the early days. Don't ask me what difference that makes. And like I said, I know the name of the place. I guess it's in the valley, or it was. It's called Noggles.
Ugh.
And they'd order two.
So your wife's not
One
suspicious when you go home
and
with
you
fucking...
smell like egg burritos
Yeah.
in your dick every day.
There's Pico hanging out of your pee hole.
No, they said they would just say, "Oh, we dropped them on our crotch."
I'm very clumsy with burritos.
Let's not forget how stupid Motley Crue are, and by extension, presumably how stupid the women they dated were. On a VHS compilation called Backstage Sluts.
That was really a thing?
Apparently, I kind of want to get a copy of this. Bands would tell stories of the wildest things that ever happened backstage, and then there would be porn recreations.
Oh my god. That really happened?
There's at least 2 volumes of this. The first
Wow.
one had a bunch of nobodies, and the second one...
They got some good ones? Let's hear them.
Oh, Pamela
Was it a
Anderson.
real VH1 thing? Like, or was
No,
it
VHS. It was VHS.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, wow, what an edgy fucking programming.
Yeah, where did they go wrong?
On Backstage Sluts Volume 2, this band recounted the time they joined their roadies in throwing lunch meat at naked groupies.
Man, sounds mean. I finished Jude's book the other day.
How did you like it?
I don't like him.
Oh.
My wife said I have to read the next one, then I'll like him more. But
So you don't like him now?
he's so mean to women. It's like, dude. Sometimes it's off-putting. I guess it was a long time ago, but still. Fuck. Good book.
Have your opinions changed on Jude?
Didn't she squirt condiments on a lady at the Red Dragon place?
Yeah, when she was duct taped to a couch. Yeah. But we were on PCP.
Well, maybe these people were on PCP. Was that... And this is a band claiming this story in Backstage Sluts. Is that Sugar Ray, Limp Bizkit, or Insane Clown Posse?
Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah, I would hope that Sugar Ray would be classier than Lunch Meat. And that's saying something, because I don't think Sugar Ray is that classy. But Mark McGrath, I mean, he did do a lot of blow. He denies it, but I don't care what he says. That dude's fucking... He's seen piles of cocaine. Piles. But I don't think he's a lunch meat thrower. I mean, Insane is just like, of course they throw meat. Fucking...
Yeah, it's ICP. They were feeding them.
Oh my god.
He's got a point. They were probably very hungry.
Dingo?
I said that, Insane Clown Posse.
Oh, wait, no, because it's VHS.
Yes.
They wouldn't be fucking around with that.
Oh, yeah.
What are the other choices again?
Oh.
Sugar Ray or Limp Bizkit?
Limp Bizkit.
Is it? Limp Bizkit? That's weird.
Yeah.
They did that?
Make up your own mind, Dingo.
What the fuck, you guys?
Okay, they're both down with the biscuit. What do you got, Dingo?
Sugar Ray.
Follow your heart. Well, then you're all wrong. I told you they were all three on the tape, Backstage Sluts Volume 2. So it could have been any of them. It was Insane Clown Posse.
So you made us all change our mind?
I didn't make
I
you do
did that.
anything.
Fuck you,
That was
Kevin.
me.
He's personal.
I talked myself out.
It's personal, Dingo.
I know we sound exactly the same, but that was actually Kevin speaking.
Man.
On a website where self-proclaimed groupies tell their wildest backstage tales, one woman claimed that while making out, a 2000s pop musician whispered the following sweet nothing in her ear: "Let me see your fucking butthole."
Hey, what's wrong with that?
Man, that rules.
I know.
Imagine being just so comfortable and free with yourself that you could say that.
I do that.
I want to see your fucking
You love your butthole.
Don't say that to me.
Do you bend over in the mirror and look at it?
I don't sometimes lean over to a mirror and say that to myself. I say that to other people. Yeah. Hey, I don't know.
Is that John Mayer, Nick Lachey, or Justin Timberlake?
Why'd you look at me when you said Nick Lachey?
It's John Mayer.
Because I think you're secretly Nick Lachey.
I think it's John Mayer.
Kelly's been holding that in for a long time. That's what it is.
Can I hear
I
that?
read it on BackstageSluts.com.
Was the quote, "Let me see your fucking butthole"?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Who would put
John Mayer would
punctuate
say
it?
that.
Yeah, he
John Mayer
would.
say that.
John Mayer, Nick Lachey,
butthole.
Justin Timberlake.
I don't think JT's saying fucking butthole.
Me neither.
I mean, maybe behind closed doors.
That's what I'm saying.
Was the
You know what Justin Timberlake does?
was the groupie in question male or female?
I'm assuming female.
Come on, man. You so mean.
I just want to make. I need all the information to make the best guess I can.
Mayer, Lachey, Timberlake.
Hey, I guess I got to go with John Mayer.
Yeah, it's Lachey though.
Dingo?
I said John Mayer.
Okay, yeah, everybody gets a point again. That is absolutely a John Mayer classic.
Yeah.
It probably worked.
Yeah, but multiple times.
For sure.
I mean, come on.
Just getting predators on request.
I don't know.
According to his own autobiography, after a run of sex with assorted groupies, this soft rock frontman's penis began chafing and swelling.
John Cougar Mellencamp.
A doctor told him to lay off sex. Yeah, anyone home wrote hurt so good. But when he decided... So the doctor told him to stop, but he decided his penis was like a muscle.
That's right.
And that the swelling was just because it had been getting a lot of exercise.
That's all it is.
So this is a very stupid person.
This theory was disproven when his penis, according to his autobiography, split down the middle, quote, like a hot dog.
Ah!
Accompanied by a ripping sound.
Ah!
What? I mean, no, it's not true. So it's an exaggerated. David Lee Ralph.
Is it Chuck Negro of Three Dog Night? The Jeremiah was a bullfrog guy. Was it Alan Parsons of the Alan Parsons Project?
Man, these are tough names.
Yeah.
John Oates of Hall and Oates.
I don't know any of them.
What was the first
I'll
one?
go with
no
A.
Shit. No shit, fucking I don't know who Led Zeppelin is. Huge surprise over there.
The guy from Three Dog Night, the guy from Alan Parsons, or the other guy from Hall and Oates?
Three Dog Night. Just because it's so obscure. Like, yes, he split his dick in half.
He said he stitched it back up, but it was fine.
Fucking lie. I swear, rock stars just say whatever the fuck they want. Yeah, split down the middle like a hot dog or soda. I'm a fucking chick the next day. Fucking everyone believes it. What the fuck?
I think I remember hearing Tony Danza on like Howard one time saying that he was fucking so much he detached his vas deferens or something. Like he just jizzed his balls loose.
Yeah, just no.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
It's just not, you know? It's just like this weird rock and roll status. You want to hear a crazy story? Okay, my balls came off once. That's how much I fucked. Yeah.
I gotta go the 3 Dog Down guy, or whoever that man
just
is.
say 1, 2, or 3.
I said A.
Okay, yeah. Never get a point there too. Yeah, I wish it had been somebody less obscure, but I couldn't leave that story out. Yeah, the guy from Three Dog Night claims his dick cooked in half like a hot dog one time.
Oh, God, was that from? I mean, that's got to be from too much sex, right?
Dude, it didn't do that. All right, let's all flat Earth. Let's all back off, flat Earth.
Flat Earth.
It didn't fucking happen. All right. I mean, he might have got sore and he told a story, but
because I mean, there would have to be like porn stars having similar stories because they
they'd
fuck
have to
a ton.
there'd have to be meth heads that jerk off for fucking 3 days straight that might have a story like that. It doesn't split in half. You got a dick? Does it feel like you could split it in half if you wore it out?
Well, no one wants to fuck me like that.
That's impossible. Please, the world, stop believing in stupid people.
I'm trying to Google, can your penis rip open?
I mean, I did the thing where the skin under the bottom of your knob, that little bit right there that's attached, the chick jumped on it without being like all dry or whatever, and it tore that bit, like it tore it.
It seems like a lot of people tear the hole of their penis.
Oh, wow. Oh, God, that just made me feel weird.
Just a gaping of the meatus.
Oh. Okay, I can see how that would do it too, but still, like once you get it, because that's the other thing, I had a rip. You know, you don't say it's a muscle and I'm fucking through the rip. Your bets are off until the rip heals, and even after it heals, you're very, very scared about it because it's, you know, it's a pee-pee cut.
You don't think it's because your dick is getting stronger.
Yeah,
I know that.
nobody does. It's fucking bullshit, frog guy. You fucking lie.
I mean, the Incredible Hulk's clothes always ripped off, so maybe it's something like that.
There's blood, but I mean, it's not like my arm though. When I cut my arm open, my dick is just building muscle.
Yeah, the bit of skin that attaches the foreskin to the dick, which is pretty much the same thing as like what you have under your tongue, that I'm seeing people tearing that. And
I've done that.
Exacerbating, making a bigger hole in their pee hole.
Yeah, that one really shook. That shook me.
Yeah, dude, I went to when I was in high school. A dude was having sex with his girlfriend. They went into one of the dorms on campus, and he had his back to the wall. They were standing up, and she just kind of like bent over in front of him and was backing up into him. And I guess his schlong plopped out, and she backed up into it and snapped it.
Right.
Yeah, you can do that too.
That
And he
definitely happened. Yeah.
Yeah, he was
Snap
like
a boner.
pissing blood for a while. I think, because of it.
There you go.
Maybe.
Sometimes, not, you know what I mean, that you think like, oh, you know, cool. We're finally doing it. Everything's free from here. No, it's not. Watch out.
Well, haven't we all had a close call when somebody's on top of you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
But luckily,
So-
never a snap.
No, exactly. But you can easily see how it could happen. Cause
You haven't had a
Things
snap,
aside before it snaps.
Jace? No snap?
Nah.
Yeah, it kind of blows my mind.
I think I told.
So, Dingo, you've had a snap?
I haven't had a snap. I haven't had as much sex as that guy.
Right.
I'd say I'm like not even at a quarter. He has a lot of sex.
Who does?
You do.
Well, you don't know that. I could be lying.
I know you're not lying.
I had a doctor tell me that I came so hard I sprained my urethra.
Yeah, I think I've done that before.
Yeah, I've never.
Well, you got that officially diagnosed.
I was gonna say I might have done that, but I've never had anybody tell me.
No, I think I diagnosed myself, dude.
Diagnosis.
Well, no, because I came and it hurt like fire.
You went to the doctor?
Yeah, because then it started hurting when I peed and when I would come. So I thought I got an STD. And, he's like...
You didn't think it was just because your dick was ripped all of a sudden?
No.
Jacked loads. You just shot such a jacked load, you strained your meters.
He said it was a sprain.
Yeah.
Because he
I reckon he just didn't want to tell you got chlamydia.
Well, no, he tested me.
You didn't have
I got
it?
tested for everything.
Now you're good? You didn't give you a pill? All good.
No,
just
all
a
good.
strain fucking...
He was like, I've seen cases of this before.
You've seen people's jizz strain before?
Yeah.
Does that happen? Yeah.
Do you jizz... You back off a little bit now when you jizz?
I mean, it was just normal sex. It wasn't anything different than any other time I jizz.
So when you jizz now, you jizz with no tomorrow? You don't care? You're not worried about straining your meters?
You're not worried about re-injuring?
Yeah.
I mean...
A little bit, right?
No, because I don't know what I could do different.
You can back off a little bit on the shooting the jizz. You don't, make a big noise or anything, do you?
It's not up to me when I jizz.
What do you mean it's not up to you?
You when you jizz?
It's my dick.
He's got a good point.
You have no control at all?
Not fully.
You don't know when it's going to happen?
I mean, I know, but it's not like I didn't make the conscious effort, and I can't make the conscious effort really to do much to stop it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Was this diagnosed at an urgent care in Hollywood?
Maybe.
Because that's the one place on earth where you can go in with the wildest shit and they'll just accuse you of something even worse than you were really doing.
You shot a huge load. That's what happened.
That's when I told you I went there and the guy's just like, well, if you're having weird, indiscriminate sex with men, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. He's like, okay, all right, whatever.
I think I know which guy you're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, he never believed me when I left. He's like, God, dude, I mean, the sooner you face up to it, you're putting your wife at jeopardy with all this crazy homosexual sex you're having. I'm like, I seriously am not doing that. Okay, this punk rocker was reportedly pretty repulsed by groupies and repulsive in his treatment of them. He allegedly once received oral sex from a drag queen and urinated in her mouth out of spite.
Morrissey.
Dee Dee Ramone, Johnny Rotten, or Sid Vicious?
Oh, no.
All of my heroes.
Oh, someone's stock is about to plummet with me. Oh, no.
Guess Johnny Rotten, right? He'd make up that story.
How can you pee when you're getting blown?
That's a weird one. Did you ask a doctor about that one, Kevin?
I know you can do it, but it's very difficult to pee with a boner.
No, it's not.
Maybe you didn't have a boner.
It's not, is it?
Not if you've been up for a while.
Yeah. Johnny Rotten.
I mean, I've mastered the art of peeing after sex when you still have a boner.
Congratulations.
The trick is, what you do is you back your ass up to the toilet and you kind of straddle it, and then you just bend over like you're hiking a football, so your boner just naturally points down.
Yeah, you should try having a rager at 4:30 in the morning when your hip wakes you up and you can't walk, and then you catch a glimpse of yourself when you're heading to the toilet of me hobbling with a boner and I can't bend over and bend all the way over to get into a football stance to get my boner to point into the bowl.
Oh yeah.
So I can only get one hand down, and when the other leg has to stay straight. So it looked like I was trying to piss in my own mouth.
Well, at that point, you just have to sit there and think unsexy thoughts and just wait for the boner to go away.
Yeah, I don't know. It was like a pain boner. I don't know why it was like that, but used to laugh.
So, who spite urinated into a drag queen's mouth?
Yeah, we don't believe anybody, but which means that it's
Dee Dee, Johnny Rotten, or Sid Vicious?
Dee Dee did not do that.
It was Johnny Rotten.
Yeah.
Dingo?
I said Johnny Rotten.
All right, yeah, it's point for everybody. Yeah, Dee Dee famously...
shit, right?
Was...
Which one ate their shit?
Go on.
None of those guys?
Dee Dee ate his shit. Remember that?
Oh, there wasn't poop?
Dingo?
No, I'm just trying to fucking think of who it was.
Are you thinking of Gigi Allen?
Yeah.
I thought Sid Vicious did something with poop too.
Maybe.
Or maybe
And
I'm
Dee
just thinking.
turned gay tricks, supposedly, for drugs.
Oh,
nothing wrong with that, right, Jay?
I mean...
Wrote a song about it. Supposedly the classic 53rd and 3rd, I think, was involved in it somehow.
Oh, is that your machine talking?
Tamagotchi?
Is it telling you to roll over?
No, I just... Fuck you guys.
Got him!
This is like instead of eyes, it's some sort of lasers that go in and they regenerate and help grow and heal things.
Oh, I like lasers.
You know how there's this whole thing lately where people are talking about saunas where they have the lighting in the sauna. You haven't heard about that? Everybody's swinging on that dick. And then I went to this rehab place after I had the surgery, and the lady was saying that those things work, but if you have it actually on your body, touching your body, it works twice as good. So I actually ordered like these things that go around your legs and your knees, and then I bought a separate one for your head because I was talking to the nurse and she was saying that these lasers have proven to reverse damage and stuff inside your brain. So I think I'm just gonna wear this hat every night.
Laser hat?
Yeah, it's like a big laser hat that you just wear on your head, and
it's like Cerebro.
Yeah. And I guess there's like a red one and a blue one. And the blue one is more for like your skin or something like that, and the red one's for like right inside. It helps grow and heal. It's supposed to be, when people say scientifically proven, I didn't fucking Google it when she said it. I just took her word for it. But I mean, a lot of people seem to be using them. So I thought when I saw the head one, I was like, oh, that was designed for me. Like I should be wearing the head thing every day.
Can I get a laser hat that won't make me such a stupid head?
I don't know if it does that. I'm more of like, can I just remember who I am tomorrow? That's why I want to have the laser hat.
I want a laser hat to party in.
Well, that makes sense. You could just probably wear the one you've got on, though, Dingo. That'll do it.
This one's working.
Yeah, you got a pretty sweet party hat on right now.
Pretty hard to get your party hat off, actually.
It is very hard.
So what would you want from your laser party hat?
That's a really good question.
Yeah, what features are you
I know,
looking
yeah.
for?
What would you need?
I'm looking for laser beams to be able to shoot laser beams out to other people with laser beams and make laser beam friends.
So it's just like a social networking hat?
Yeah, I'm trying to social network.
Yeah, that's a baseball cap.
I'm on Laserface.
My one's way more critical than that, Michael. Like goes down your neck and stuff. Like that one's just a baseball cap one.
And it doesn't. Yeah, that doesn't blow up your spot. It just looks like a regular hat.
Yeah.
I was picturing some big like helmet looking device.
My one is a big
like
helmet
Magneto
looking,
or something.
Yeah. What color you got?
Like dark
It's
helmet.
a big black dark helmet. Yes, I look like Darth Maul or something.
A couple more of these. This frontman was known to allegedly force groupies to use a litter box when they needed to relieve themselves.
David Lee Ralph.
Is it
Cat Stevens?
Axl Rose? I see what you did there.
Did you have to see what he did there?
Is it Axl Rose? Is it the mysterious, little-known Robert Plant?
Yeah, no, that underground as fuck.
Literally.
Or is it Adam?
Wait a minute, do you think he's dead? I think he's dead, right?
They're all dead, aren't they?
Everybody in Led Zeppelin is
I
dead.
don't fucking know. I feel like they are all dead, aren't they?
I mean, is there not a game that he can play where... I mean, he just rips.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know who Robert Plant is, but you know he's dead.
I mean, yeah. I know all the... I told you this, like, we had this conversation, I think, 2 weeks ago, like, where I can establish a band, but I can't name anyone in it. And seriously, like, the George Harrison thing with the Beatles, like, I still don't... I know he's George Harrison and the Beatles, but he's still, like, fucking... I'm like, that was the guy that nobody fucking remembers. If you're not, like, a music person, you don't know who George Harrison is.
Fair.
Right? I know...
The Forgotten Beatle.
I know that I know that Led Zeppelin, "Stairway to Heaven's" like one of my most favorite songs of all time. But like I don't know. Yeah, it's
You're absolutely positive that they're all dead because of how old Led Zeppelin is.
No, because there's still people around that would there's still people around that were that are similar to their age. It's not like they're all dead because they died of old age.
So how did they die?
Plane crash? No.
Led Zeppelin all died in a plane
I don't
crash.
fucking know.
He has
This side game rules.
I know. He has.
My game.
So, wait, like, was that why they stopped making music, or like, how did that happen? All of them in one plane died.
I don't know. Maybe not.
Because that's one story.
I think they were in a blimp. It was on one of their album covers.
Oh!
Maybe they all died
really
separately.
Ballsy, the manager put the blimp that they died in on the cover of their last album.
Yeah, Buddy Holly's in there and Big Bopper.
That's fucking ridiculous. You can actually see Led Zeppelin die on the cover of their album.
I get it was their name, but why did they think a Led Zeppelin would work?
I'm glad they had the foresight to pre-record all of that music.
Robert Plant's alive, dude.
Oh, good for him.
Oh,
No, I'm happy for
you
him.
said you're a really big fan of Led Zeppelin.
I am. I'm very happy.
Well, good for him.
I'm very happy for Robert. No, I'm very happy for Robert. So they're not all dead, but most of them are dead. Yes.
I don't think no.
No. 3 out of 4 of them are alive and well.
All right. Well, they all don't like each other.
No, that's
No.
again. Every rock star story ever is everybody's story to you. You've got the Eagles. You've got fucking because the Plane Crash Band is another band entirely. Like everybody has this little. They ate shit. Like G.G. Allen. Every band has done. They're dead. Like it's everybody is one thing to you.
No, that's not true at all.
Do you know who Bono is?
Yeah, you do.
Right.
No,
Is
like
he alive?
yes.
Did he eat shit?
Alongside such bandmates as...
Oh, the other guy, the other 3 fucking guys.
Yeah, that's not fair. Okay, you gotta.
No, but don't get upset at me. I'm not
upset. We're making. Having fun.
No, we're having great fun. But like, I don't I don't say that I stereotype every single person in that way. But a lot of them, like those, going back to Sid Vicious, the G.G. Allen, the Johnny Rotten.
What's
like,
Sid Vicious in?
Same. Fuck. Sid Vicious is in the same as what's his name? Wears little high heels. Fucking guy that wears the high heels.
Prince?
Not Prince. Fucking
Tom Cruise?
No, fuck you.
Eddie Izzard?
No, fuck you.
Nick
Fuck
Cave.
You. No, not Nick Cave. Nikki.
Ginger Rogers.
No,
Frankenstein.
fuck you guys. And then he dated. One of them dated the fucking tattoo girl, Kate. Fucking the big one. The fucking.
Kate Moss.
No, fucking the one that had the TV show on A&E.
Kate Von D?
Kat Von D. Kat Von D. One of them was married to Kat Von D for a minute.
One of Sid Vicious's bandmates was married to Kat Von D.
Yep.
For a minute.
See? Right?
Wait.
No?
One of Sid Vicious's bandmates was married to Kat Von D?
Yes.
The
Let's
one
keep
who-
this
the-
ball rolling.
The one who wore the high heels.
Maybe that's Sid Vicious.
Sid
Maybe.
Vicious wore high heels?
Platform boots.
Man, this is fucking insane.
Nancy Sinatra.
Wait,
Disco Stew.
who does he think Sid Vicious is? Like, what's a band where is it the Who?
No, sorry, I'm getting Nikki. No, not Nikki Sixx. No. Who have I just got confused?
Oh, he is unbelievable. You should be a DJ on Sirius.
You've
Like,
tied
you
yourself in
become
a hell of a knot.
Yeah.
I'm in a big knot.
Yeah, so Sid Vicious.
No, Sid and Nancy. Sid
Oh, there you
hung
go.
himself.
Okay.
Right?
No,
No?
but Sid hung himself.
But Sid and Nancy. No, where did I just... I
Okay,
got,
so Sid and Nancy, what band were they in?
I don't fucking know. Oh, the punk band. Fuck.
There you go.
I believe in you.
It'll
You got
come.
Sum 41.
Fuck you.
Sum 41. The most punk band imaginable.
Fuck you, guys.
Fuck you. How do you not know that? Sid Vicious. You know Sid and Nancy. It's funny to just, like, the main, you know what I mean? Because there's so many movies about Sid and Nancy that it could pass the band that he was in.
Yeah, oh, definitely. There are for sure people who own like Sid Vicious t-shirts who...
Lots of people.
You know, one of them came in here and it was one of the worst interviews I've ever done in my career, I would say. And one of the most humiliating. I felt ripped off, angry. I wanted to get back at Johnny Rotten for it. I thought he was, like, mean. I thought his security was, like, vibing me, and they got pissed at me because I asked who was in the band.
Right.
The band known as the Sex Pistols.
Sex Pistols.
And he was very offended that I asked him who was in the band because I didn't know who was in the band because I knew that one person in the band that you're talking about
Lucky I didn't do the interview.
is dead.
Right.
So I knew that for sure one guy wasn't in the band anymore, and he took that to be super offensive and started cussing at me and got up and walked out. And I was like, wow, I guess I should do more research. Or it turns out I didn't need to do more research. I just don't need to have Johnny Rotten on again. I'll be fine.
Right.
And ask him about Kat Von D.
Right? That would have spun him hard.
Who did I get? I got him mixed up with Nikki Sixx.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, which is wild.
I don't know why I went there. Sorry.
No, it's fun. We're having fun. I
Yeah,
guess
great.
Kat Von D married the dude from the fucking
Prayers.
Prayers.
The dude we had on
Yeah.
a while back.
Oh, I'd heard that, yeah.
Such a
She
weird...
dated a lot of people.
She did.
Her and Steve-O were like
a lot of people.
married a lot of people.
She had a lot of loves of her life. Every time you'd meet a guy with her, it was always nothing ever made sense until I met the guy.
Deadmau5.
I still say it's fun. I feel like what she's doing is fun.
Good
Like
for her.
I saw Malice went to her wedding and it looked really cool and it looked like there was like makeup artists galore and dress galore, fashion, and it's weird because I feel like the only time I ever met her when she was shitting on Carrie for kind of being a fake tattoo artist, and I was like, the prayer guy's kind of fake. You know? He's not really what he says he is. That's what I've heard anyway.
Her original husband did this tattoo.
He ain't a gangbanger.
Who's her original husband? The tattoo guy with the mustache.
No idea.
The original husband, that is a crazy...
I swear to God, though.
That guy on that judging show?
He was.
Oliver Peck? Is that his
Yep,
name?
Oliver Peck did this tattoo. Radical dude.
Radical dude.
Yep.
I didn't even know they were married.
Yep, that was his first wife.
Yeah, I spent an afternoon with her when she was madly in love with Roy Orbison's son.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And did she get...
Orby.
Yes, that's right. It was Orby for years, yeah.
Always very pleasant. It was just funny that she was always in love with somebody, and no mention of the last time you saw her, she was completely in love with somebody else.
I don't know, I feel like she's a lovable person. Right?
Yeah.
It'd be hard not to date her if she was interested in me.
Yeah.
She's pretty cute.
I like her.
Yeah.
Based
And
on the handful of times I met her.
yeah. And we grow up, we evolve. I'm sure she's done the same. She's probably very, very happy. I hope so anyway.
Yeah, I was at a party at Bam Margera's house like 12 years ago, I think. And she just plopped down next to me and started talking to me like she had known me her whole life.
Maybe
was
she
super
maybe she
down to earth and
maybe
cool.
she loved you for a second.
You kind of blew it. You might have had to get a paycheck out of that one.
Oh, fiddlesticks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fiddlesticks.
You could have been hawking an engagement ring right now. Okay, so we got 3 more of these to get through. Which frontman was allegedly known to force groupies to use a litter box when they needed to relieve themselves? Axl Rose, Robert Plant, or Adam Duritz of Counting Crows?
Adam Duritz. Because
really
who the
hope so.
hell is Counting Crows?
Round here.
Yeah, but that's how you... Oh, don't.
Like to pee in litter box.
I mean, who peed? Don't leave. Just leave, lady.
That's
When he
ridiculous.
says that, you leave.
I don't think that one's real.
You pee on his lap.
I think all of these are real.
God damn it.
You poop on the floor, you kick it at him, and storm out.
I wish Axl Rose would do it, so
Anyway,
I'm saying
guess.
Axl.
Okay, good for you.
You
Yeah,
got
Axl. Yeah, Axl.
Anybody not have Axl?
I don't have Axl. I'm saying the Crow guy.
Okay, well, that is a point for Dingo. And Kevin, that is alleged to have been true at least at one point of Axl Rose.
I buy it.
2 more questions. At the age of 30, this classic rocker legally adopted his 17-year-old girlfriend with her parents' consent since she wasn't legally old enough to marry.
Buddy Holly. No. Great Balls of Fire.
Is that Ted Nugent,
Oh, for sure.
The Nuge.
Dwayne Allman, or Roger Daltrey?
The Nuge.
Yeah. Doesn't Ted Nugent have a song about fucking like an 11-year-old or something like that?
Everybody does.
That would
think
be that.
Daltrey-
Not everybody,
I
Michael.
think Ted
Daltrey-
Nugent might have the record for the youngest girl he was singing about.
He's so disgusting.
The Nuge.
Yes.
Yeah.
But so is Robert Daltrey. Robert Daltrey. He's a robber of,
Roger
of
Daltrey
youth.
of course.
Sum 41. Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
No, that's
I hate
fair.
this game.
No, it's not even a game. It's just it's a fact of life. From anybody, every Ellis Mania, just hit up Dingo and ask any random famous guy. He won't know. Jimi Hendrix, what band was he in?
The Jimi Hendrix Band.
Hey, there you go.
Close enough. Close enough.
But yeah, I'm going with Nuge.
Nuge.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Robert Daltrey.
Yep. And Dingo, you're going to go with your all-time favorite Dwayne Allman?
No, the Nuge.
Okay, that's a point for Dingo and Kevin. Yeah, Nugent totally did that. And her parents were totally on board with it.
How crazy is that, everybody?
Gross
He
all around.
He stole a little girl, you guys. He's a rock and roll star that had sex with all these women, and then he stole an underage lady from parents that didn't like their kid that much.
And occasionally,
then he fucked her.
Occasionally, people still take his opinion seriously on things.
Yeah, at least he's not
Yeah.
getting invited to the White House or
Yeah,
anything.
and he's for everybody should have more guns.
And
be in trouble.
final question.
Yes, for all the marbles.
This band had a contest at one point in their heyday in which 2 members gave up personal hygiene entirely while continuing to sleep with groupies.
Oh,
I really
fuck,
don't
I remember
like
hearing
rock
about
and
that.
roll.
It was a bet.
I mean,
Motley Crue.
Who would have a groupie refuse to have sex first?
Yeah.
Why would you want to be so mean to someone who's about to do something so nice to you?
Because they're bored. And it's not nice for them. It's not nice. It's just life.
Is it him?
It's life.
The contest ended when a groupie, while performing a blowjob, threw up on one of the band members' laps.
ZZ Top.
Hanson.
Is that she threw up spaghetti on his lap? Is that Van Halen?
Man, it's weird to eat that recently and then suck a dick.
Is
it? Let that settle.
I hope it really grossed out whoever she was blowing.
Well, I guess if you're blowing a rock star, you don't really know when you're going to do it, so you fucking... Right?
Maybe that was the backstage spread. You don't know.
Yeah.
Good point.
Was it Van Halen, Motley Crue, or Guns N' Roses?
It's the Crew and it's not true.
It's the Crew and it's not true. Guns N'
Van
Roses.
Van Halen. And
We all went different. There it is.
It was Nicky Six. He came back to life 7 times and then he threw up on his own dick.
I think that is a win for Jason. You got that one right. It is Motley Crue.
Boom. But what?
Well, now you got to guess the members.
The story became known in rock circles as the Spaghetti Incident.
See what you did there?
Which was then allegedly the inspiration for a pretty forgettable Guns N' Roses covers album.
Yes.
Rock and roll, baby.
Who can remember that? Alright, I think we have a guest soon.
We do.
Alright, we'll be taking a break and then we'll be Bizarre.
So we're just doing a half break, right?
Now?
This is what I heard, yeah.
I mean, we don't have to. You could play it out and see how it goes, and if you want to take a half break on the next one, you can do that, come back, and we'll just end early.
And wait, if we take a full break here, then we either do an hour with her and take a full break, or we do whatever with her, take a half break, and then take a half break at the back end.
Oh my god, dude.
What?
Just have her on and then end the show. We've taken enough breaks, right? But there is no extra one.
No, it's not about that. It's just...
We're just forcing it if she's boring.
It's just, do you want to have an out if you don't want to go an hour with her?
I just say we just do it.
Just do an hour?
I mean, let's just do stuff. Like, do we have something to do?
Do our cameras.
Sure.
With,
Can I get past you?
Yeah.
with Kelly Carlin, I don't know. I mean, there's always news.
I mean, is she a comedian?
No.
Not at all.
She wrote some stuff, but no.
She's friends with like Fitzsimmons and stuff, I think.
Yeah,
So she can roll with it.
She's been on Fitzsimmons' podcast a bunch of times, so I would be shocked if she couldn't just roll with a conversation.
I'm just saying that if we wanted it out, is it an option to split the last break in half? Or is that bad for any reason?
Let me look at the log real quick.
Because before Andrew left, we all discussed taking a half break here so that we had another half break at our disposal. That's just what the plan was 2 hours ago.
Because the way he described it to me was if we take the half break, it would be we do a 4-minute one if she left at like 2:30. We'd do 4 minutes there, and then we would still have another 4.5 minutes. And he said to like back time it by ending the show at like 47 instead of 51.
So that's a break and a half. Ending at 51 is a full break. If we added,
Yes.
if we add, so that would be a break and a half.
Yeah.
She's gonna be here.
That's if we take a half break now.
She'll be right there.
Right, but if I put it there, it's that weird.
We have four 4-minute blocks. We're currently in the first of them. So it's basically, unless we rejoin right now, then the only two things we could do is either do an hour with her or do whatever with her and split the last break in half. And do one when she leaves and then end at like 55 or something. I don't know if we're allowed to do that.
Try not to move this way.
Well, and we also have the
Anything?
option of playing a bit
That's
instead
true.
of going to break.
Right.
So we could do that if you want, or we'd be back. In
Okay, so why don't you just have that as your option?
Okay.
Stuff in this bag.
Do we have that set up?
Yes. Doing stuff.
Okay, so we'll just do a full break. But if you want to, if you want to not go the hour, Kevin will have a bit queued up that we can.
Alright. I mean, I'm really going to try and not do that.
Mhm.
Unless it's just like full dead air, I'll be like, okay, we'll be back in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
How you feeling?
Okay, yeah.
Like
Kinda-
shit, huh?
Yeah. It's alright. You still on Ethica?
Yeah, you want some?
No.
You still on that other brand?
Mm-hmm.
You know what's funny is I was like slowly just trying to like clean my apartment out because I just haven't done it in 4 years, so there's just shit, you know.
Yeah.
And I found like a box of that Ethic, that company that you're with. Dude, there's like probably 50 pair of underwear in there.
At your house that they sent you.
Yeah.
I guess that's the game. I was trying to. When are we back?
In about 3.5 minutes.
You gonna put that up?
Yep. Just 1 sec.
No worries. Will,
Yep.
you're not home today?
I mean, you know, I'm around. I'm just not.
I know, it would've been
scheduled
cool.
to do anything.
Yeah, you should be in for this.
For the interview?
I mean, you know, like maybe half an hour into it, maybe.
Maybe
Instead
if you
of
guys
going
start
to break.
doing news stories or something.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea to do news stories, and then she can just sort of say what she's here for in the middle of it. You know, if she starts flying off the handle, and then you're a pro, you just walk out. But I just don't want to do a break thing. I feel like it's just like, we'll do this, we'll play that. I'm like, or we can just ride it out, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
and also, you can have.
Are we gonna do a rejoin?
Sure.
All right. So I'll bring her in after the rejoin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, you could also just have somebody sit in while you do the.
Yeah.
Right. But I think you need to establish who the person is and talk.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
them
Yeah,
before
so
you-
you should be in here.
All right. I'll just hang out over here, and if you know.
Yeah.
Cool.
Everybody enjoyed Kanye's new album?
I didn't catch it. It's good. Nobody.
I liked it.
People like it.
People love it.
When did it come out?
On the weekend.
Yeah. It's like one of those surprise, or did they?
No, he's been. I mean, you haven't seen his PR the last month and a half.
No.
Yeah, no, he goes crazy at the right times.
Yeah, right.
But I like it. It's like I've always enjoyed his music. I'm like never not said that, and it's like his old music, so I really like it.
Yeah, I try to stay away from information.
Yeah, no, you're good at that, Will. You just keep your ear on the streets of Hollywood, dude. You just let us know what's going on with those cracks in the road over there.
So that guy with the phone, if you want me to beat him up, I'll take his phone and give it to you.
You just keep reporting for us, and we'll stay away from there. We know to stay away there now.
yeah, you ugly motherfucker. This is the Jason Ellis Show on Faction Talk.
He is one of the most powerful and busy people in entertainment, and yet Simon Cowell says it has been almost a year since he touched a cell phone.
What?
And that's what he said. And
Yeah, other people hold it for him.
Yeah, like...
It's good. If you're really rich, I would do that because phones are bad for you.
Yeah.
You pay for other people to keep the phone away from you but give you the information.
Now you get the radiation.
And plow through the bit where everyone's calling you bitch tits every 10 seconds.
Right, he probably does get that a lot.
He doesn't have to hear it anymore.
No, people
Somebody else hears the bitch tits.
Yeah, smart.
He says it's made him happier, and frankly, if it's true, I believe him.
I like him unhappy.
No, we do. Agreed.
Right?
No, I don't. Yeah, that just tells me that whatever show he's on is going to be bad now.
Yeah, he doesn't want to hear how bad it is.
I don't want to be like, you know what? You're going to Hollywood. Everyone's going to Hollywood. I'm having a great day.
Because what's he host? He's the new America's Got Talent guy. He hates his life now. I'm sure he doesn't hate his life.
That's what all the Dons do. They never talk on the phone.
Yeah.
You gotta go whisper to them in a room or outside.
Like Kim Jong-un.
He's a Don.
Pretty much exactly the same.
Yep.
I'd love to investigate that further.
He's never touched a cell phone. Look at him. He's 32. He looks great.
It's great. The prime of his life.
You got a guess?
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. It's a whole room of humans.
How you doing?
Hi there. Nice to meet you.
Hello, Kelly Carlin.
Hey, Kelly.
Hello. Let me get my ears on. Hello.
Welcome to the show.
We see you around the office all the time. It's nice to have you come by and visit us.
Lurking about. Always wondering what the fuck is going on in this back room here.
I knew she was going to do that.
Sorry about that. Are we not allowed to swear?
No, we can do.
Okay, good. Well, you've got a swear word right on your T-shirt.
He does.
But that's only because I really like coffee.
I really like that
It's
shirt.
caveman coffee T-shirt. I'm pirate as fuck because I really like coffee.
That's cool.
And I only wear it on Mondays when I don't have the kids.
That's fair.
Because
Although
Daddy is not pirate as fuck. That's secret pirate as fuck.
they'll never be able to know from all those tats on your arm.
Okay, all right. My kids have got a pretty good idea that I'm pirate as fuck. But they know, just like your father. Yes, I cuss a lot, but you just know I'm not an evil man using it to plot evil, and everybody needs to relax about words, and shit like that. I just saw your dad say some really cool shit the other day on TV. Like, I'm like, man, he said a long time ago, obviously, where he was saying a lot of words that you would not say if you're a white guy explaining a particular joke, and I'm like, man, that's a long time ago.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could get half that sentence out before the punchline, and he did it a long time ago.
Yeah, when it was a big part of the conversation.
Yeah. Still, I mean,
it is in a different way now, but the same way in the different way, but yeah. Yeah, no, but it was, I think, an important conversation to be having back then.
For the sake of conversation, what sorts of words are you talking about?
Are you talking about the N-word? The whole...
yeah, he went down he went spick, spade, then, whatever the Jude thing, kike thing,
right.
and porch thing, spick, wetback, gook, he did every Persian, whatever, he did every kind of thing you could tell.
Yeah.
He gave them all like 5 or 6 of the top
versions of them
and he's like, it's not the word, it's how you say it.
And
it's like, if you just use the word, it's nothing.
What's in the word,
right?
Otherwise it's just 4 letters together, or whatever the number of letters it is. But yeah, it's always about what's in your heart.
Isn't it weird how there was a way for somebody to be edgy but mainstream acceptable, and to talk about those things on stage decades ago, and now it would be career suicide to even use that as a premise for a joke if you were a modern comic?
Yeah, I think it's a real reflection of where we were at, though, in the late 60s and the early 70s. I mean, there was a revolution going on in this country, and the revolution was more freedom. And stepping over the line constantly. I mean, my dad and Richard Pryor, that's what they did in their careers. Were they considered mainstream at the beginning? No. I mean, my dad would get threats every day. We'd walk outside and people would call him a long-haired hippie freak.
That makes sense. I mean, some of his material I could see how that would really freak some people out. But you're saying it was important then. I think it's important now. I think watching this, I didn't know you were coming on. It was just on, and whenever I see him, I think maybe social media or something. And I'm like, he's got a really good point. They always have. They're more now than ever. People are easily butthurt about stuff, and somebody like that who is explaining, the traps that you get into from this stuff, and stepping back and looking at the big picture. He's doing that with humor, but it's vital right now, because I feel like people are so fake offended about everything.
He'd be so unpopular right now in some ways, because he hated political correctness, and he hated any sort of position where people were being overly precious. Now, my dad was a person who taught me never to say the N-word. I mean, like, he was a huge advocate for brown people, and he thought that, white men had ruined civilization basically because of that. They'd oppressed every brown person or bombed every brown person out, on the planet. So racism bad, yes, but political correctness, trying to control other people's language, drove him crazy.
Right, we need him more than ever right now, because it's to the point where you feel guilty thinking things, and it's like, I'm just a person. Like, and we're all gonna have politically incorrect thoughts. It doesn't make us an evil person, right? Which is
because part of it
question yourself now.
Part of it is hardwired in us. I mean, we are wired to want to relate to people that look like us. I mean, that's what basic species connection is, right? And so we have this built-in wiring, like, oh, I feel safer because that person looks more like me. Right. We have to fight against that, right, in order to have a real free society and inclusive society. But that doesn't make us inherently evil, because our fucking brain is wired that way.
Right. But you can start to, I feel like young people growing up, thinking that they might have said or thought something that was that inappropriate, that they could have a bad opinion about themselves, when it was, like you just said, you're just human. Like, thoughts run through your mind.
Yeah.
You're not evil.
Yeah, and I hang out with a lot of edgy comics, and edgy comics sitting in a living room together say a bunch of nasty shit, right? Misogynistic, racist. I mean, the whole thing, and usually there's a person of color in the room with us, or a woman. I mean, like, we're all, you know what I mean? It's like there's something, I don't know, dark humor is going away because you're not allowed to I don't know, and that's what my dad's specialty was finding the line and always stepping over it to really see, like, where's this precious sensitive part for people.
I hate that I feel like there needs to be a certain level of intelligence for that room to exist. Yes. If there's somebody in the room that is lacking that they're the offended one. Because I feel like if I know a lot of comics too. I do this show, a lot of funny people that say a lot of edgy stuff. I have to sit in here for 4 hours a day. A lot of things they'll come out. Yeah. And sometimes I'll be like, wow, that was probably a really bad idea. That happens all the time. Yeah. But it'll keep happening because I'm not scared of it coming out, because I've trained myself to not be scared of what comes. I know it came from a good place. If it sounded bad or just it wasn't intentional.
It's tough these days. It really is. And I think really the culture is, we're finding our way through this somehow. I don't know. But I mean, I think all the political correctness of the last 30 years created Trump. I mean, I really do. I think that's why Trump got elected, is because it all swung so far into political correctness and all of, this forced, I mean, I'm a progressive, I'm a liberal, but this forced, sense of inclusiveness, and everyone has to change their language for everyone else. I think there's a big part of the population that's just like, fuck you. So we're gonna elect this guy who will say anything, and has some, I mean, good for him to be able to say anything, but I don't like a lot of his policies, but I really do think that this is a huge backlash for this very thing we're talking about, that political correctness is a way of trying to control people's thinking and behavior, and that's dangerous in a democracy, ultimately.
Yeah, I think as long as you're aware of it, though, you're somewhat safer than the average bear. I think it's when somebody points out what's happening. Yeah. It makes it easier for just the basic people. Like the people I was mentioning, that if they're in your comics room that are going to get offended. Yeah. They need it to be explained really clearly.
Yeah.
But that's not the majority of people, right? I mean, the majority of people aren't the crazy people on the right and the left.
Right, I agree.
Really loud people.
Very true. Yeah.
They're just the ones that are loud.
Yes,
right?
and the loud that very loud sliver minority of the population gets a lot of attention, and they get to set the agenda. I mean, that's really what we're in. I'd say there's a huge percentage of us here in the middle, you know, whether it's left middle or right middle or center, who are kind of the victims of these two extremes really going at each other right now and making social media the most disgusting, horrible place in the world to be.
Right. But that's ultimately why he's leading, is because he gets more retweets than anyone else.
Yeah.
And I was
because
reading something.
both sides retweet him. The people
Right.
that hate
No,
him
that's what I'm
retweet him,
saying,
and the
but it's
people
true,
that
though.
love him.
And
Yeah.
I
was wondering about that. I wonder how many of these
No, but
50 million
and I
followers.
the haters are more. The haters are more than the likers.
Yes.
They're the ones driving it every day. That wake up every day and say, "Fuck Donald Trump! I hate Donald Trump! I hate Donald Trump!" They spend their whole
Yes.
day hating him,
because
which ultimately is helping him out.
But this is what narcissists do. The narcissist. I'm a psychologist. The narcissist
I'm a
energy.
narcissist. Small world.
We all are.
I can't spell it.
But the real, I mean, like, you know, real narcissists, what they do is they make themselves always the center of attention. Good or bad attention.
Always.
And so here we are. My husband goes, like, he goes, I just want to watch the news one night and just have some policy, stories on, but I really don't want to hear about Donald Trump's tweets today.
Yeah, no, that's it.
You know, and there's a social scientist, I can't remember his name right now. He's really great. He's on Twitter, and he talks about how stop giving your power away. Stop retweeting the guy. Stop quote tweeting him even, because this is only feeding it more.
I heard the other day that in today's society, leaders, it would take 20 to 30 years to longer to build a real leader.
Yeah.
Today, a leader, it's about how many retweets they get, and then all of a sudden, the whole world's listening. Though it's bullshit. But like somebody like a Kim Kardashian would tweet something, and it's going to get more visual and more retweets, and more people are going to talk about it than actually a real fucking issue.
I wish there was somebody in the room that was the person that is like, "Fuck you guys! I retweet everything Kim and Donald do, and here's why." Because I never meet that person. I'm trying to, like you're saying, if we just stop doing that, I've told people, look, if you're worried about the food that you eat in the supermarket, if none of you fucking bought it ever again, they switch it.
Yep.
But you're not all going to join. When I found out that Chick-fil-A invested a bunch of money to stop gays and lesbians getting married, I was like, fuck that place. And then a transgender friend of mine was like, I love Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm fighting for you. You're fucking sick of yourself.
I stopped eating Chick-fil-A for you!
Nobody cares.
See, it's so true because, this country, works on capitalism. It's where the money goes. And if you pull your money from things, it makes a difference. But there is this thing. It's like, well, but it's my personal preference. It's like, all right, so where do you make the line of integrity? Where does that show up for you? What actions are you willing to really take to change things? Or is this all just a big fucking entertainment for everybody? And if it is, then treat it that way and stop getting so pissed off about everything and get on with your life. Either way. But make a decision. It either matters or it doesn't, but stop bitching if you're not willing to make it matter.
Yeah, I agree. I often want to ask people, I think if you've retweeted 10 political things of either side, I'm interested in knowing what organization you devote time or money to.
Yep.
Because if it's just empty words, I would actually ask you to shut the hell up, regardless of what side you're on.
Yeah.
Because you don't stand for anything but. I come from a bickering culture, and it makes me uncomfortable to be around bickering. And this is essentially what I'm watching: is people who are never going to have an actual conversation.
Such a great point.
To get to the bottom of their disagreement, they're just going to bicker endlessly because there's some weird psychological trait that a lot of people have that I very strongly do not. That just feeds on bickering.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is just circling around, circling. Nothing ever gets really discussed. There's no depth to a conversation. There's no actual exchange of ideas. Mm-hmm. Bickering is just about one-upping. I was who was I talking to? I was talking to a comic who says all of social media has just become one big mic drop.
Yeah.
That's all people do. They just come on, they do the mic drop, and they leave. And it's like, how is that making anything better? Or, if you're on there to be a communicator, then communicate something. And then, what I try to do on social media is I try to create space for actual conversation. You know, I'll have someone come at me who's a fan of my dad's, maybe from the right, and I won't agree with something, but we'll talk it through in some way, like actual human beings, you know? And then I have people who come at me sometimes and I'm like, would you say that to me to my face?
Yeah.
They disappear very quickly.
Yeah.
Those ones. They're
Well,
not willing
here's
to.
a good one. So a story that's in the news today is about and I don't know if there's multiples of these, but we've heard the story of the bakery.
Yeah, the Supreme Court thing today, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, Christian, I don't know if it's a Christian bakery, but it's a Christian person who is a baker.
I think it's
who doesn't want to make a
gay cake, a wedding.
Right. And I haven't clicked on the hashtag. I'm sure I could find lots of people who are completely offended by that, and I'm sure I can find tons of people who are completely backing the Supreme Court. What I don't think you'll find a lot of public figures doing is saying, okay, this is actually kind of thorny here, because on the one hand, people have a right to live as they choose, but good for the goose, good for the gander, there's probably another bakery in town. Tough one here, guys. Yeah. Because that person gets murdered by everyone.
Yeah, for sure. And that is, I think, very important, though, even though we're going to get murdered for that, to keep that conversation going. I have a good friend, Dave Rubin. I don't know if you know who he is. He's got his own, he used to be on Sirius. He's got his own show on Patreon and YouTube. And he very much invites, he's all about free speech. He's more of a libertarian. He's a gay married man. Very progressive in very ways, but very libertarian. And his whole thing's about free speech. He's been touring the country with Jordan Peterson, basically, opening for him. He's a comedian. And he just, tweeted out about how freedom is more important than anything. You don't want the government telling you, what to do because he's a libertarian. And I'm like, yes, that's true, but up to a point, because there's always a point to that where you don't have the freedom to do anything in our culture. You can't have total freedom.
We all give up all kinds of rights we don't even think of.
Yeah, there's limits to all sorts of things. So the question is, yeah, you can absolutely go down the street and buy your cake from someone else. But then, what's the slippery slope of this? Does it then become, well, I don't like black people because I think they might be a Muslim or whatever it is,
And was it okay 50, 60 years ago if somebody refused to do it for a mixed race couple? We can all agree, no, that's
right.
That's
So where does that go? Where does the whole civil rights question go? And so there's a balance in all of this, but and the good thing about the Supreme Court thing today is that it was a very narrow decision. It was basically they reprimanded the Civil Rights Commission for picking on this one person, the way they didn't pick on other people this way. But I think there'll be a more broader decision later in the summer, I think, around this. But it's, it is once again this kind of liberty versus equality conversation. This is what we're having in this country, and it's a healthy thing to have if you're not on social media.
Yeah, because social media is just the headline. That's all you get. You don't have any deeper conversation about it, like you were just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, people only read headlines now, I think.
It's all they know.
Sometimes you have to be extreme for a while to have certain people protected.
I agree. Like cultural change has to happen that way.
It's gone too far. It has gone too far sometimes. Because I'm a supporter of gays and lesbians and all that stuff. Because I'm a bisexual person who's out of myself recently, so I kind of know what it's like a little bit. And it's same with a black person or an Asian person. I just don't understand how anybody gets it under their skin that there isn't equal rights for everybody. Yeah. I just don't. Somebody must have raised me to be like, well, the thing is a guy can't marry a guy. I remember hearing, you can't teach that in school. My kid is not going to hear about a guy fucking another guy. So whatever you gay guys want to do, you're not going to do it in school. And I'm like, I don't. That's somebody's parents told you that's the reason that we can't have gays and lesbians getting married, because that's not true. You know what I mean? Look, we won't go to school. Guess what? Now you have to butt fuck guys.
Right.
The teacher will never say that. He doesn't say, guess what? When you already have to fuck chicks, you have to lick their pussies, or they like.
Or to women, you have to get blowjobs.
He would be fucking fired, just like you can't. But I remember there was times there where I was like, oh man, that is a tough one. I don't know how we'll get past that, because you're just sort of used to things being a certain way. And I'm like, well, if it's been wrong for so long, then maybe it's been wrong for a reason. Mm-hmm. But when those ones, the he, she, him, her thing, I've got some friends now where I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say,
and it's uncomfortable.
And I have done it once at my own wedding. After the wedding, I had said something about a tranny, And it was a friend of mine that I was referring to who calls herself a tranny.
Right.
And there was a girl there who's her. I'm not
They.
even sure. They, I think.
Fluid
and she was
gender.
saying how it wasn't cool that he said that. And she was really hurt by it. And I had to like take her aside and talk to her. And I was like, look,
Right. My friend's fine with the word
I'm-
tranny.
and I'm
That's
like-
who I was talking about.
yeah, but I'm like, if that offends you, then I'm very new to this.
Yeah.
And I sometimes think that I'm not because I've got transsexual, gay, and lesbian friends, so I think I must be in the know. But
Yeah.
apparently, it's clear to me right now that I'm not. And just know that did not come from an evil place at all. And,
Right.
a part of me felt like, this is my wedding. I don't need to explain shit to you.
Well,
and I'm not a hater, but then I thought, if everybody was gave them the benefit of that, like I'm like I don't know what I'm saying.
Yes.
Maybe it is offensive. So instead of me going fuck you, like can you explain to me? Because the next time I won't do it. We've been cool ever since that day.
Right. And I'm human. This is new to me. I'm going to make mistakes. My brain is not hardwired to say they all the time, and it's hard to put that in a sentence, and that's not how I learned the language. So it's going to take a person a certain amount of time. It's going to take a culture an even longer amount of time to deal with this.
I just think parents should know. It's when you're a younger parent. For me, I'm an uneducated person. I had to learn a lot of stuff from the mistakes I've made. But just little opinions of what other people's lives are like in front of your children can trigger them into this thing where if you're like, oh, they, he, she, I don't fucking know. You know what I mean?
100%.
That might make that girl or guy be like, oh, you need to be referred to as something like I've heard about you guys, and then
yeah, and then that's planted, and that's it. Yeah, absolutely.
Gotta open your mind, people. I'm too old to do drugs. But just open your mind instead. You know?
We don't advocate anything here except
Right.
just the opening of the mind.
Right?
part.
Yeah. If you're young and you feel like you got a shroom trip in you. Good.
That's good.
Good for you. But
Well done.
If you're me and you're fucking old, and you're probably gonna have a heart attack if you do drugs. Open your mind. Don't go to Chick-fil-A. Those two will be good.
That's good.
So anyway, I got this box set.
George Carlin.
Did you get it?
I did get it.
Isn't it? I'm really excited about the bonus stuff on it. That's my thing. I mean, it's nice that all the other stuff's in one place.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about some of the bonus stuff.
What is the bonus stuff, and how is there still so much rare stuff?
So when my dad died, I got a bunch of boxes of his stuff because it's George Carlin and it's got to be stuff. And we really did nothing with it for forever. And my friend and collaborator who's been collaborating on my podcast with me forever, Logan Heftel, came in to help me work with my dad's archives and to sort through stuff. And we started looking for audio stuff to begin with. And part of what we did was we released an album last year, which is called I Kinda Like It When a Lot of People Die, which was going to be the original name of my dad's HBO special in the year 2001. And then 9/11 happened, and he couldn't call it that.
Yeah.
So we found a rare recording before 9/11 of that show and turned it into an audio vinyl record and stuff like that. So we just started digging through some stuff and really wanted to find some rare appearances. We had his very first his only network television special, ABC, I think it was. It was sponsored by Monsanto.
No kidding.
So that's there.
How is that? He didn't have to do a quick plug for them or anything like that.
I
right?
don't know. I think it was back in the day when it was like Monsanto Presents, and then it would be like the beginning of the show.
And your tomatoes gigantic.
And your cancer healthy, whatever it was. And the show was like, my dad did a couple of bits and then he'd like cut to Chris Christopherson or, like there were like a lot of musical acts and stuff like that. So it's that kind of stuff. One of the things I'm most excited about because I'm a part of is we are on the bonus. One of the bonus things is a half-hour sitcom pilot called Apartment 2C that we shot for HBO. It's never been seen by the light of day. It was my dad played a writer who was just trying to get his work done, and all of his wacky neighbors showed up to bother him. And it was people like Bobcat Goldthwait, Pat McCormick, who's a very famous guy, used to be on the Carson show, wrote for Carson. a bunch of other people, but I got to have a cameo in it where I played a punk rock Girl Scout. My dad had a scene together. It was my first acting job, and so it's just a really rare gem of a thing. Like you'll never see George Carlin in this way before. So that's fun. And then we found some stuff from the Comedy Magic Club, which is a local club here in LA, Hermosa Beach,
sure,
and the Comedy Store. My dad working out material, which really shows him in process a bit. People always saw my dad as this perfected, especially the last, I think, 20 years of his career, the kind of the perfected, memorized, the crazy rants and the modern man and all that kind of stuff. And he would go out on the road, though, and work his material. And so this is a little bit of example of him with some pages in front of him, reading off the page, working out some raw material. And so there's some nice rare things in here. And, that's what I think, it'll be 10 years this month. June 22nd will be the anniversary of his death. And it's been 10 years. And this is a big chunk of, George here for the fans, which I'm happy about.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm led to believe, more than anything by that Jerry Seinfeld documentary, Comedian, that it was pretty much standard for comedians to, once you worked out an hour, you kind of just did that hour for your whole life. And now people are cranking out an hour a year.
Yes.
Your dad was cranking out an hour
every 18 months, way before all these guys.
Yeah.
20 years before all these guys.
He's the template for
he is.
Everybody.
He is. He's the template for even though technically Robert Klein had the first HBO special, my dad went on to do 14 of them.
Right.
So he was the template. He was the one, as Bill Maher would say, was kind of the rabbit that they all chased, And Jerry Seinfeld did a beautiful op-ed when my dad died, which talked about, comics would get together and they'd talk about premises and they'd say, well, what about this? And then you go, oh, fucking Carlin did it. Because my dad just did, he'd done it all, And yeah, he was the guy who, after he did his HBO special, he'd already have 2 or 3 bits in the wings ready to go. He'd start on tour again and he'd start replacing sections. So he'd go out and do part of the new HBO special, but then he'd start working on paper with one or have something else in the wings, and he'd start building the next one. So by the time 18 months came around, boom.
He hang out with you a lot?
I'm an only child, so I spent time with my dad, but he was on the road a lot growing up,
When he wasn't on the road, it seemed like he was thinking about material.
Writing.
Right?
He was a workaholic for sure. Total, OCD kind of type A, very driven personality, very ambitious in that way.
Even when he got way older, there was no
No, there was no shutting feeling? Daddy off. No, Daddy worked a lot.
Did he ever say sorry to you about that?
Yeah, I think he felt really bad about it, and he did. And we would try to have once a month we'd have a breakfast together, or we'd watch a football game. Time. Yeah, just trying to hang out a little bit, some of that, but. He was driven. If he wasn't moving, doing, man, he didn't feel comfortable, and I always tried to teach him to meditate. I tried to teach him to
Did he ever do that?
No. he was drawn to it, and wanted to, but
it would have made sense for him, I would have thought.
Well, and plus he was a heart disease guy. He had heart disease early in his life. His dad died in his 50s, and my dad had his first heart attack in his 40s, probably from cocaine, but it would have helped, I think, him prolong his life in some way, but he just wasn't wired that way, and people are going to do what they're going to do.
A lot of people from that era wired that way.
Yeah.
Where they're just like, nope, that's the way I'm going to do it.
Well, so. His mind, the thing that we have still, I have my dad's computer files, thousands of pages of unworked out material. In August, they're opening the National Comedy Center in Jamestown, New York, which is going to be amazing. It's this $50 million capital-funded nonprofit, Lucille Ball's vision. We've got a permanent exhibit of my dad's archives in there. Plus, they've got the archives. I donated the archives to them. And they have handwritten notes. My dad would write notes and then put them into piles. Okay, that's the death pile. That's the kids pile. That's the language pile. And then he would start to do bits from them. Well, we've got some of the raw material of his handwritten bits. And his mind was always going. He was always writing something down, recording,
Did he ever give you a lot of wisdom? Because, he's a man full of wisdom. You didn't get all his wisdom from his material. He would have given you ones without punchlines, right?
Oh yeah.
Constantly.
We would have these fatherly moments. I was really lucky enough to write about my life and my life with my parents, but also my life too. I wrote a memoir called A Carlin Home Companion. And I called them in the book Dad's teaching moments, you know, and we would have them. I remember it was 1971 or 72. We were spending the summer on the road with my dad, and he took me to Kent State. It was a couple of years after the shooting of the kids there, and he took me to the memorial, and he explained to me what was going on. Like, this is happening in our country right now, and the government shot these kids because they were protesting and standing up for something they believed in, and this is happening right now, and these aren't just black people, these are white kids they're shooting. And, you know, and he really tried to, like, teach me, like, this is important. Like, these kids are standing up for truth and speaking truth to power, and this is an important thing we need to do, and this is what I do, you know. And of course I was like 9 years old, and it just scared the living shit out of me, because at this time we were considered, you know, like the hippie freaks. I mean, didn't feel safe in America to be around with people like my dad.
Something to you right there?
But two things. It made me feel like, oh, there is something about social justice that I need to stand up for in this country. Absolutely. And holy shit, it's dangerous. Right. You know, it's a dangerous line, and it was back then. And so
you said you saw death threats all the time, so
yeah, you know, my dad used to get the worst letters from Christian crazies. I used to think if he ever, like, I used to worry like him getting shot by someone on stage, like some fundamentalist person. You know,
I mean, when you're that witty, at pointing out people's
bullshit.
Yes.
I'll say it for you.
That was in your mind, and kids can have, you know, sort of fantastic imaginations. Do you think that was ever in his mind when he went on stage? Were there ever points like that?
I don't know. My mother and I used to worry about it. I think my dad blocked it out. I don't know. I really don't know. I never asked him pointedly about fear of that kind of stuff. But he ultimately never had any issues. So I think in the end, I think he was okay. And I think my mom and I were more paranoid than anything.
Do you think that that the world gets him wrong in any way? I feel like it's so interesting. People just know him through his work. You knew the human being that the work was coming out of. Do you feel like you see something in his work that the world misses? Yeah, I think it's part of the reason I did a solo show and wrote my memoir, was because I wanted... My dad only presented about, I'd say, about 100-degree version of himself, which is the George Carlin on stage. You know, even when he'd do late night interviews, he was very uncomfortable. He never talked about us on stage, his family. He'd make up like my son D'Artagnan and things like that with Carson. So a part of what I wanted to do was really humanize my father. And, you know, people thought my dad the last, 15, 20 years got really angry and cynical. That's the angry, cynical George Carlin. And I used to say, a part of me felt that too, that he was kind of fed up, and he had this kind of strident thing about him, and I loved his goofy stuff more. But I would point out to people, anyone who met my dad on the street, whether it be a comedian or just a regular person or a homeless person, my dad was extremely present and generous with people, loved the one-on-one moment with people, and really loved the humanity he could see in each of us individually. And he was very generous with his time. I found out after he died that he would go to a town somewhere, and some kid, the local college paper kid, would interview him, the journalist, in the local paper. And maybe the kid would say something like, I'm doing some open mics, I'm starting to do stand-up. And my dad would go, oh, that's great, that's cool, And then my dad would get his contact information. And then 6 months later, my dad would email the kid or call the kid and say, hey, how's the stand-up going? How's the set going? What are you working on? And I found this out. I mean, my God, And he did that with Shandling, and he did that with Lewis Black. A couple of people when they were starting out and stuff, some famous stories around that. But I didn't know he continued to do that into his elder years. And a part of me loved that, and a part of me was kind of jealous too, because he was very hands-on as a father with me creatively. He never wanted to impose anything on me. He was always like, do whatever you want, kiddo. I love you, do whatever you want. And yet I wanted him to say, and you're a genius and brilliant, and you should keep writing, or give me some direction. I just wanted something to hang on to. But he really wanted to not pressure me or do anything like that.
It makes sense. Like,
it does.
Freedom is one of the biggest things that he stands for. You're gonna get a big chunk of it.
As a daughter looking up to her daddy, you want that daddy to say, come here, kiddo. I wanted someone to so desperately just say, here's your path and go on it. And I was frustrated for many decades in my life creatively because of that. And then it's really interesting, the last 10 years, getting a chance to be on stage and write and tell my stories and really finally express myself creatively in a big way.
By yourself, right?
By myself, I really now get what my dad gave me, which is now because I've done it and it's mine, it's mine. It's not his. What I do is not, it was not permission from him, wasn't given to me by him, wasn't created by him. It's mine. And
he wanted you to.
And he wanted that for me. That's what he wanted.
If he had steered you, then you wouldn't have had that.
Exactly. And now in my older wisdom with it all, I'm like, okay, Dad, I get you. I get it. And I really, really love it and appreciate that. Yeah. A big turnaround for me with that.
So it would have been like a connection there, all of a sudden, a surprise connection.
Yeah. Yeah. And a real respect for him for it too.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you didn't abandon me, Dad. You actually gave me my power. I'm the one who had to claim it for myself.
Well, it sucks that he didn't get to see that, but
yeah.
I mean, I'm a dad. I don't need to see that, just to know that maybe one day my kids will realize what a fucking genius I am, you know? Wasn't supposed to be funny. Yes, it was.
It may happen someday.
Yes. I have a daughter that I wish that she was thinking that whatever my choice for her would be a good decision. Like, she's very... I'm doing it my way. I'm going to do it my way.
Good for her.
Yeah,
good for her.
If I'm like, I think you're an excellent singer. Amazing voice.
But you know what?
Man.
But that's what she got from you, because I can tell that you're a very independent-minded person. So that's what you've given her, is the power to walk into that independence. Yeah, good luck with that, Dad.
Jason, you mentioned when Kelly Carlin sat down about wearing the Pirate as Fuck t-shirt. Kelly, do you remember, there had to be a period of time in your life where the adult themes and thoughts that your dad discussed on stage were just not discussed over breakfast?
So the rule was there are no bad words, as we were discussing earlier.
How did that work out?
So
both dads very intrigued.
Because I have a 6-year-old and we just had a conversation about sucks.
Okay, so here's
Dude, I had that one. You can't. At school, when he said sucks, you're the bad dad.
Kids are gonna learn things without you. The rules were, you know what the rules at school are. You know what the rules are in other people's homes, so you abide by those rules. My dad didn't want me to be like a feral dog out in the world, you know. And if you use words in this house, don't use them to harm other people. This is always about the intention. Do not harm using your words. But inherently, there's nothing wrong with the word fuck. You know, it is just a word. And of course, I was a kid, 7, 8, 9 years old, sitting in an audience, being the only kid in an audience where my dad's doing the 7 dirty words, and people are turning around looking at me like, what's with the kid? And I'd be like, you know, it's okay. And I turned out fine. I was exposed to all this language. And because of the education around the language, I really turned out fine with it.
You're saying hearing the word fuck did not turn you into a Satanist?
It did not.
Right.
Well, but also, I think there's...
That's one, though.
I think there's the
do a percentage thing here.
Yes, I am an exceptional human.
I think there's the conventional wisdom that kids can't make judgment calls like that. You need to. You can't tell a kid you can say fuck here, but not there.
It's a certain age.
They're not smart enough to handle
I think around 7 they probably are.
Yeah.
7 or 8 they can start to make that distinction.
Yeah.
A 3 or 4 year old cannot.
My
But
dude's 6. I think he can handle sucks.
I think 6 these days.
He's just got to know when he pulls the sucks trigger, though.
Yeah.
You can't do sucks at school.
And
yeah, you can't tell a teacher they suck.
That's what I told him.
He's gonna make a mistake,
Yeah.
and he's gonna learn from it and make it a teaching moment.
Yeah.
You
By the way, the
know?
kids for whom fuck is forbidden occasionally also say fuck at school as well.
They sure do.
Oh yeah.
Because you forbid it.
Of course they do. They're going to do it on the playground, you know. I mean, we wanted to name West 121st in New York. It was the street my dad grew up on is on West 121st between Broadway and Amsterdam. And a comic in New York, Kevin Bartini, wanted to change it to George Carlin Way. Well, Corpus Christi Church, the church my father went to, I was baptized in, my father went to elementary school in that school, is on that same block, and they protested against it because they were worried about school-age children seeing his name on a sign and Googling him. And I thought, okay, first of all, if they're Googling anything, they know these words.
Yeah, they already Googled the inside of somebody's vagina.
Yes!
Right. And,
yes!
And my son, big tits. That's what he typed in.
Just like Daddy.
Wait, internet works.
No, he got to the big tits. It was already there. He's like, just enter.
Right, we typed in big and it filled in.
That was probably like the 6th most offensive autocomplete. He's like, what the fuck? I just want to see tits.
He tried vagina as well, but he couldn't spell it, just like he told
You don't have to know how to spell it as long as you know how to find it.
Yeah. We both figured that out then. It happens. It happens. But yeah, it ain't that bad. That's my thing lately is the social media where it's violence, death, full on death, and you get flagged for butt cheeks.
I know.
And I'm like, okay.
I know.
Like, if you want to ban it all, okay, sure, little fragile mind seeing it, but I can see full on people getting dragged down the road, arms coming off. And you're gonna flag my friend because you can see a part of her areola.
And 45 years ago, my dad did a bit about this. The different, that we can talk about, war all we want, and we've got all this language for war, but we can't use the word fuck, and the word fuck actually means to make love, And he had a this is part of the words bit, it was all about dissecting our language and how the double standards we have for this, and truly. Still, we have these double standards around violence and sex. It is amazing, truly is.
I mean, it gets lit up more now when your Instagram is. I go on what's happening in the world, and it's like, well, you're pretty. You like fighting, skateboarding, women and stuff. You got a lot of tattoos. What about this dude's head coming off?
Yeah, just puts it in front of you. I know, dude.
I'm like, man,
I don't need to see that.
I'd rather some tits. Haven't you checked my son's computer? We need tits.
You know my browsing
history? We never typed in dismembered head. We type in tits around here.
But I'm a hypocrite in the same way because I have kids and I know that it's wrong, but I would still rather them watch a shootout on television than people having sex. When they were kids, little kids.
Well, I have a divorce, so it's different. But I'm there at the age now where if it was just me, I would certain things that they would be allowed to watch. I don't think they would care. I know they wouldn't want to watch it near me. Like they try to pretend that kissing's bad on the movie, and I'm like, spare me, all right, virtual boobies. I know you, dude. Like, ew, they're kissing. I'm like, dude, I know what you've typed in. Like, remember,
right?
All our time together.
But this is them working it out too. I mean, the sex thing. It really is like, oh, I'm attracted. I'm curious. I want to know, and I'm terrified, and therefore I don't understand it, and ew at the same time. There's a real push-pull during that age, and so it is that. I mean, my parents didn't say anything to me about sex, and it totally screwed me up. Like, you need to have a conversation about it as parents, but the whole thing too is like it's over. It's just knowing like where they are developmentally, and what they can process, sexually, violence, I mean.
But once they get to a certain age, then that becomes more apparent. Like the ew thing made me make out with my wife more.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what do you mean, ew? I mean, you just watch some dude get punched in the face 100 times,
right?
And you're not even looking at me for that one.
Guess what?
But then when little girl kisses little guy, you go, ooh,
right?
I'm like, I'm making out with Katie all the time.
I like that.
Because when you get married or you go, your husband and your boyfriend should want to make out with you all the time.
Right?
It shouldn't be ew. There's never an ew. This is love.
No, but parents doing it is super ew.
Okay, I get when there's an age where I will defend that, like when you're like you start dating.
Like imagine
and
your parents right now screwing. Oh.
Well, there isn't. I wouldn't mind that, but I'm weird.
Okay. All right, you are.
My dad's dead,
weird.
but I would want to.
Well, you still get one up, Just give it to her, Dad.
I found he told me he banged her after they got divorced. He was remarried.
Sounds like an Ellis thing.
Very happy.
Yeah, it sounds like an Ellis thing.
One time, I did talk to him again. I'm like, did you really? Yeah. I didn't like her boy. Her new husband, so I fucked her. I was like, no way. She just flipped you. Yeah, of course I'm a pretty fucking good looking guy. I was like, man, no way.
Maybe it's different for sons. I don't know.
I also think
it's different for Jason.
I don't know what Jason's thing is, but I think doing this kind of work makes you ponder the unponderable almost every day.
It's your job.
Yeah. Sometimes it really is my job.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to throw wild speculation out there about every single person on Earth, at a certain point you're going to turn it back on yourself.
Yeah, you have to.
You get a little bit desensitized to it. Yeah. And then you get outside of this room, you have to remember Don't bring
Right.
up the things that you're
Yeah,
comfortable thinking about.
The world does not operate in this operating
That's
system.
why when I leave this room, I go home and shut up until tomorrow. I don't fit in anywhere anymore. I swear, that's my new routine. Just blinders back home. And when I get involved in like a lengthy conversation, I might say something about somebody's holes again. Uncomfortable. So yeah, we've talked a lot.
We have.
We've discussed a lot. You've got your own show on Sirius XM, and I didn't know that, which makes me a prick.
It's okay. It's on once a month. It's like an hour-long in-depth interview with comedians. I like talking process and their history and their psychology and all that kind of stuff. So it's a fun show. I enjoy it.
And then a podcast as well, right?
Yeah, I haven't been doing the podcast the last few years, but I'm actually about to reboot it. I'm actually launching a Patreon page and about to reboot my podcast. I took after my book was out in 2015, 2016, and I donated all my dad's archives. I've spent the last 18, 24 months trying to figure out who I am again. You know, I kind of spent a good 8 years in the spotlight, really caring for my dad's legacy and coming out from the shadows. I'd been in my dad's shadow my whole life and had a very invisible kind of quiet life, but also had a yearning to be in the spotlight. And social media happened right after my dad died, and I kind of discovered my voice on there. So, and part of that was amazing because I hung out with a lot of his fans, and now I needed to like retreat a little bit and say to the fans, hey, I really don't want to talk about my dad 20 times a day because I found out it's actually traumatizing to me because no one else talks about their dead parents 20 times a day. So yeah. I've had to create a really healthy boundary around it. I come on to things like this and promote my dad's stuff and love talking about him, obviously. I love my dad a lot. But I've been reinventing myself the last few years and getting back into my teaching. I teach mindfulness and meditation, and I work with women, and I'm a psychologist, coach, and plus but I also love performing and storytelling and stuff.
The one-woman show, because I'm actually working on a one-man show myself, and I don't have no background in stage presence at all.
I had stage fright. I had stage fright, so I get you.
Yeah, I just started doing stand-up to warm up to do the one-man show thing. And
Good for you.
It is surprisingly nerve-wracking, even when it's like nobody. I'm like, wow, that's a weird feeling I'm getting.
The first 2 years of me doing my solo show, and I was doing it like once a month, and I was working with Paul Provenza. I don't know if you know who he is. Yeah. So Paul helped me develop it, and he directed me and stuff. The first 2 years, I was pretty much in terror every moment on stage. I wasn't in my body.
I was really hoping she didn't say
No. But then you start to you have to do it more often than I did it. I didn't do it more. I had to. If you get on stage once a week, it'll help. But then you start to learn to breathe. You start to learn to think, and then you start to become spontaneous. And then, I had a very set show. I had a lot of audio cues, and I couldn't improvise. But you start to live and breathe on the stage, and when you get to that point, it's the greatest feeling on earth.
Looking forward to that. Thank you, Kelly Carlin.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I want to get that to go too. So welcome to come anytime. I guess we have to go. Oh, yeah.
Oh, bye, guys.
Enjoy your day, everybody. Don't die and all that stuff.
Or not.
Woo! Cut that one close, huh?
Sorry about that. I didn't know that was on.
Yeah, we're really on the
I didn't know the clock. I'm like, what's... Oh, there's the clock. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I saw Kevin's face look kind of...
He went pale.
I was telling you, we gotta go.
Are you guys wrapped for the day? Yeah. Oh, good. Thanks for having me. This is really a pleasure. You guys are fun. Oh, thank you.